When you've got big shoes to fill, you gotta sock it to the left. And that's just what Clay Travis and Buck Sexton are doing right here from noon to 3.
There are people who are so desperately committed to the idea of COVID fear porn.
We have a clear mission here, and it's to give people good information.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton getting it right. Noon to 3 today on Southwest Florida's 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design staff have been designing award-winning kitchens and baths for nearly 50 years. Now Encore is proud to offer Foster Appliances, a sophisticated line of chef-grade handmade Italian products just perfect for the home chef and all of us. Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design is proud to be a select area dealer for these hand-built appliances that are in many ways superior to other brand-name high-end cooking appliances. Since 1975, Foster has created top-of-the-line cooktops, ovens, ranges, hoods, sinks, and faucets for residential and commercial use. Their attention to detail and unique accessories enhance the cooking experience, making them a preferred supplier to luxury resorts such as the Ritz-Carlton. Call Encore at 239-331-5287 to schedule a demonstration of their expanded Naples showroom. Or visit EncoreCabinetDesign.com for inspirational cabinet designs and appliances for your new home or remodeling project.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along.
Not since February. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The number of COVID cases topped 100,000 for the third time in 4 days.
White House officials say 7 states now with the lowest vaccination rates account for about half of new infections and hospitalizations over the last week. Florida and Texas alone make up about 1/3.
That's Fox's Aisha Hosni. California will require all healthcare and long-term workers be vaccinated by September 30th. In Texas, a lot more migrants are testing positive for COVID. Fox's Griff Jenkins.
At the White House, Press Secretary Jen Psaki was refuting reports that the administration is now offering vaccines to migrants.
That's not what the CBP is doing. There are NGOs and other international organizations who are vaccinating migrants.
Senators worked late into the night arguing over amendments to the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We very much want to finish this important bill, so we will reconvene Saturday at noon to vote on cloture.
That would end the debate. Now, at the Olympics, more gold for the U.S. in women's beach volleyball, the 30th American gold. But a big story all week involves an athlete from Belarus. Fox's Simon Owen has an update live.
And Dave, the International Olympic Committee says 2 coaches from Belarus have been expelled from the Games in Tokyo for their involvement in efforts to send an athlete home against her will. Krystyna Tymonuskaya has since fled to Poland. She says she was threatened after criticizing team managers. Olympic President Thomas Bach said organizers have a commitment
to sanction those or to keep those out of the Games who are infringing on our values.
He called the Belarusian case deplorable. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. So far, so good out on the roads. Not seeing any issues right now up and down I-75, US 41 running up to speed. Our construction, in fact, has cleared up right around the Bonita Beach Road exit of 75 as well. So you should be smooth sailing out there on the interstate, even toward Alligator Alley if you're taking an early morning ride toward the East Coast. We are crash and incident free right now out across Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. Just watch for a little bit of volume starting to build on the Midpoint Bridge heading out of Cape Coral into Fort Myers eastbound. Cape Coral Bridge, not seeing any major slowdowns, and the Edison and Caloosahatchee still looking good. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather's in the forecast today as we increase our highs by just a few degrees, climbing into the mid-90s. They'll still feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits, depending on where you live when you factor in all of the humidity. We will start to see those clouds increase this afternoon as isolated rain chances this morning increase to scattered chances by the afternoon and evening time frame. Otherwise, scattered storms continue throughout the weekend and upcoming work week, with our highs getting as high as 94 degrees by Wednesday of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we are fighting CRT right here in Southwest Florida with your help. Please, I humbly ask that you would be at one of the 5 locations here in Southwest Florida. The rallies are Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30 a.m. To put kids first, educate, not indoctrinate. 5 different rallies across Southwest Florida. To find a location near you, text the letters CRT to 239-479-5592 right now and find out how you can help to stop CRT in our schools. With 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program, which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
Summertime is the perfect time to get outside and get your morning going. So grab a Nature Valley granola bar, get outdoors, and experience the energizing power of nature this morning.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew, Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. We are so glad you're here, and we're so glad you're joining us this morning at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road here in Naples as we are doing our first Friday broadcast. Thank you for getting up early with us wherever you are, whether you're here or whether you're there, and wherever there is, I don't know where there is. Certainly we appreciate that. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program, and you can subscribe to the podcast by going to DrewSteele.com as well, and we thank you for those that are subscribing. Now, just in case you don't know anything about Oaks Farm Seed to Table, it is absolutely amazing. Alfie Oaks is the owner. You know Alfie. He is a true patriot. 9 different spots throughout the store where you can order hot food, enjoy it here, take it out for later, made fresh right here at Seed to Table. Sushi, pasta, pizza, hot sandwiches, taco salad, subs, organic foods. I know you can eat just so many things here, and it is absolutely amazing. Juice and smoothies. Listen, come join us for the show. Hang out, grab yourself a cup of coffee from the coffee bar, grab some breakfast, and I'll tell you what, it's always a great time when we are here, so we are thankful and blessed to be out here this morning at Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. All right, a lot to tackle today, including, look, I don't know how else to say this. I'm trying to be nice, but I don't know how, let me be politically correct. I'm not sure that Democrats are very wise. Is that a fair way to put it? I don't want to be any other way except fair. I would say that more and more we come to find out that Democrats are not wise. Now, either they're not wise or they're doing things with a purpose. Trust me when I tell you that if you're looking at Democrats and you're saying, for example, when it comes to Andrew Cuomo, which really I'm not into the whole Andrew Cuomo. I mean, you know what he did. We've known what he's done for a long time. The evidence is there, and ultimately we'll see how it goes. But do you honestly think that if Democrats are all of a sudden coming together to throw Andrew Cuomo under the proverbial bus, do you think that they're doing that because they've had this all of a sudden epiphany, that all of a sudden they've realized the error of their ways and something is... Do you really honestly think that? Or is it possible that maybe there's another purpose behind it? What I'm saying is that they're not very wise sometimes in the positions that they take, but they are calculated. They're not dumb. How's that? They're not wise, but they're not dumb. All right, I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I'll try to make sense of it this morning here with some of the news that I was following yesterday. Now, if you've heard about what was going on with Democrat Cori Bush, who was sitting there on the steps of the Capitol, and she was all upset about the White House not doing anything when it comes to the eviction moratorium, that the CDC somehow has been bestowed the honor, the pleasure, the duty of being the kings and queens. I had no idea that CDC Director Walensky is now the queen of all and the arbiter of all that you get to do in society. I didn't know that's how we do things here. It's not, but somehow that's what we're told, because when the CDC says, you know, there's an eviction moratorium that we've got to lift, we've got to do something about this, we've got people that are hurting, and then Cori Bush is sitting there on the steps with the others and doing like a sit-in and saying we have to change this, and then all of a sudden it changes and there's hugs all around and everything is great. It is interesting when you have a microphone on a Democrat and then they get to explain some things about, let's say, the eviction moratorium, or let's say about the insurrection that wasn't an insurrection, because if there was an insurrection on January 6th, you would imagine that there would be somebody, anybody, one person, one single solitary human being that was there that would actually be indicted, arrested for insurrection, but there isn't. So it's really weird to have an insurrection when nobody's been arrested for insurrection. But anyway, that's beside the point. So Cori Bush now gets the opportunity to sit with CBS News yesterday and explain some other things that are going on that she has concerns about. Again, I'm not saying that people aren't smart. I'm saying some of the political decisions are not very wise. For example, when asked about security. And when asked about, talking about January 6th and the insurrection, that wasn't an insurrection, and having security, and then obviously that rolls into defunding the police. And I don't know how many people are sitting here. How many people who are sitting here right now within the sound of my voice honestly, truly believe that Democrats care about police? Like they care, and no, there's not a hand up. There's not. Okay, how many of you believe that the possibility is that Democrats have been talking for the longest time about defunding the police constantly over and over and over again, and then ultimately now when they want to talk about something that has to do with policing and January 6th and honoring police, that it's almost hypocritical because you're the same people that have talked about defunding them? So how many people believe that that might be? Okay, there's some hands here. By the way, we're here live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. All right, so here's Cori Bush talking about security. Listen, you had security. As a matter of fact, you spent an enormous amount of money for personal security, but then you're talking about defunding the police?
I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life, and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety net.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so there's Cori Bush saying, yeah, I spend money on myself. I've got the money. I spend tons of money on myself for security because, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I mean, you know who I am, right? And so do a lot of other people. But you got to defund the police. You have to take the money away, the tax dollars away from the police departments for people who don't have the kind of money that you have. And somehow this defunding the police has to happen. But this is a wise thing. Well, like I said, I don't know that these people are necessarily wise. They're not dumb. I mean, this is something that they're going to continue to talk about. But I don't know how you kind of square that circle or right that wrong, or I don't know what the expression would be, but it seems like keep it coming. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Don't stop what you're doing, because the more you do this, the more there are issues, right? Issues that the Republicans can look at and say, we've got a ton of audio. The interwebs, Al Gore's famous interwebs, is actually something that is fun when you go on there because you get to find all kinds of videos of things that people have said in the past that have to do with defunding the police, so that when you say defunding the police, then we have that on record. And listen, Democrats want to defund police departments. Joe Biden wants to defund police departments. So to be there and yesterday to give gold stars to some officers there that perished January 6th, which there were no officers that died on January 6th, the day of what happened that day, which was not an insurrection. So that's a little disingenuous, but I'll get to that in just a second. Jen Psaki was asked about this because Republicans, you're being given gifts. These are gifts that the Democrats give you all the time. You don't have to follow the bouncy ball. You don't have to focus on Andrew Cuomo and go for all the allegations against him. You don't have to go down that rabbit hole. They're giving you every opportunity to look at other things that are important to the American people, like, their safety and security. They're giving it to you, and all you have to do is take that direction and run with it. And so you have another opportunity. Jen Psaki yesterday was asked about this. What's going on with this whole thing with the defunding the police? And I mean, is this something that you agree with? And her saying that people need to suck it up. You need to suck it up.
Thank you, Jen. Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush is saying that she favors spending tens of thousands on private security to keep her safe, and that people should, quote, suck it up. Defunding the police has to happen. Didn't President Biden say a few weeks ago that anybody who accuses the party of being anti-police is lying?
Well, I think we shouldn't lose the forest through the trees here, which is...
Okay, first of all, we shouldn't lose the forest through the trees. If somebody's going to talk about the fact that the President of the United States and the spokesperson for the President of the United States, who said defunding the police and was all for it, and when they find out that somebody else is saying you got to suck it up and defund the police, and it's really not a good position for Democrats to be in, if your first line is you're losing the forest through the trees, you know the rest of it's going to be really good.
Is that a member of Congress, an elected official, is concerned that her life is threatened, and that's disturbing, that any elected official would have to suffer death threats and fear for their life.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, guess what? There are others in major metropolitan cities, in small cities, all over the country, who are also concerned about their life, who are also concerned about their safety. How is it that all of a sudden that the Democrats want to try to make the point that she is somehow special and better than you, and that defunding the police, it certainly makes sense. We got to suck it up. Does that make sense to you?
So I'm not going to comment, of course, on their security arrangements. I don't have any more details on that, but I think we should start with that point first. I will say that the president has been crystal clear that he opposes defunding the police.
No. He hasn't been crystal clear about defunding the police. That is an absolute lie. He has not been clear about it. The defunding the police was going on and was being discussed while BLM and Antifa were destroying major metropolitan cities across the country. And as a matter of fact, there was a time, if I'm not mistaken, where there were officers in federal buildings that were inside buildings that were getting ready to be burned in places like Portland. But nobody on the Democrat side had anything really to say about that because, they're stormtroopers. Remember Nancy Pelosi used the word stormtroopers about the police? Remember it was others on the Democrat Party, James Clyburn, who also used the word stormtroopers. But nothing to say. Everybody, listen. What you've heard and what you've seen is it's like a Disney animatronic. It's kind of real, but it's not really real because inside Nancy Pelosi there's some kind of motion moving. It's like Joe Biden. Joe Biden is Weekend at Bernie's every single day. It's that kind of thing. So it's really nothing to see here. Look, the Democrats they're not dumb. Okay, but sometimes the things that they say are not very wise. And what I'm trying to get at, and the point I'm making here right away with this issue and another one that I'm going to bring up shortly is Republicans are constantly given gifts. They're constantly given opportunities to figure out exactly what the issues are, knowing full well what the American people want, what they desire, which is not defunding the police. And then every time this gift is given to them, do they run with it? I'm just asking the question in general. Are they focusing on this? Boy, is this, and I know that this is one issue that the American people care about, and you don't even have to be a Republican to care about it. So why are you not running? I just hope that more Republicans will stick with these talking points and issues and go for that as opposed to caring at all what Andrew Cuomo is doing and other things that maybe begin to pop up, like the fact that Joe Biden decided yesterday to make the case once again that not only was January 6th an insurrection, even though nobody's been arrested for insurrection and weapons inside the Capitol haven't been found. But it doesn't make a difference if they say that there is a possibility, or they don't even have to bring that up. If they say there was an insurrection, that's all you need to know. That yesterday, Joe Biden took an opportunity to enshrine forever the notion that there was an insurrection caused by the former president and Republicans and conservatives on January 6th. And they get the opportunity to have that forever, where people will walk up years from now and go to the Smithsonian and look at a gold star in a display case and read about how there was an insurrection against this country, and it was due to a former president. Do you see what I'm saying? This is something else that has to be called out. This has to stop, and we're going to get to that coming up in just a few more minutes when you hear this audio. Plus, what else do we have going on? Oh, hey, listen, there's nothing like a governor of the state of Florida who's doing quite a good job. Would you all say that the governor's doing a pretty good job? Yeah, okay. So, by default, governor Republican doing good job. Democrats are praising that governor, especially when I can't even say it with a straight face. Oh, they're continuing to go after him. There's new ways now that Joe Biden and others are going after the governor of the state of Florida. Wait till you hear this audio coming up. A wisecrack that wasn't very wise by the president against the governor of the state of Florida yesterday. I don't know if you had a chance to hear this, but wait till you hear this. This is good stuff coming up. We are live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. I hope you'll join us. Grab some coffee and breakfast on the way to wherever it is you're going. And do not forget that coming up on Tuesday, please, I humbly ask you once again, Tuesday is a big day. Kids first, education, not indoctrination. Our rallies around Southwest Florida on the first day of school, Tuesday, August 10th at 7:30 a.m. Parents and concerned citizens from all across Southwest Florida are going to be out at 5 different locations to show that we are watching you, school boards, and those teachers that seem to want to teach critical race theory and social justice and other things that are the key phrases that we're going to get to some examples of that coming up. All you have to do if you want to find the locations is to text the letters CRT right now to 239-479-5592, and you will get all the details on where the next, where the stop will be near you so that you could be part of these rallies. It's important that we show up. All right, we are live, Oaks Farm, Seed the Table in Naples on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. When you've got big shoes to fill, you've got to sock it to the left. And that's just what Clay Travis and Buck Sexton are doing right here from noon to 3.
There are people who are so desperately committed to the idea of COVID fear porn. We have a clear mission here, and it's to give people good information.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton getting it right. Noon to 3 tomorrow on Southwest Florida's 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air, high-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
If you want to buy a ticket to fly to the edge of space with Virgin Galactic, it will cost you at least $450,000. Spirit Airlines canceled more than half its flights yesterday, its fifth straight day of flight disruptions. President Biden imposes tougher fuel standards on automakers and sets a target for sales of electric and hybrid vehicles to reach 50% by 2030. Meantime, the Wall Street Journal reports ExxonMobil is considering a pledge to reduce its net carbon emissions to zero by 2050. And stocks rallied broadly with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ finishing at record highs. The Dow rose 271 points to end just shy of its record set last month. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Stop. Don't purchase any diamonds, jewelry, or engagement rings until you come to Duncan's Diamonds. We are not your typical jewelry store. Here are a few reasons. Family owned. Stuart Duncan and his family have been involved in the wholesale diamond business for nearly a century. No middleman. We are direct diamond importers, offering prices 30 to 40% lower than the rest, passing all those savings to you. No pressure. We are not paid on commission. We are here to help you even if you do not purchase from us, and to make sure you are happy. The largest selection of diamonds and jewelry, access to millions of jewelry styles, and that is up to 30 times what you find in an ordinary jewelry store. Free services, like clean and check whether you purchased from us or not. Don't take our word from a radio ad. Visit Duncan's Diamonds. We will prove we will not be undersold anywhere, anytime, by anybody. Duncan's Diamonds.
US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer, owner of First Class Air Conditioning. Since 1977, we've been pretty selective when it comes to hiring new people. We take special pride in the craftsmen we train and employ. If you're an experienced HVAC professional, consider joining us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road here in Naples. We do appreciate our crowds when we show up here, and thank you so much for stopping by. There's a lot going on here we're going to give you details on coming up in a couple of more minutes. Also, the audio of Joe Biden making what people are saying, not a very wise crack, an unwise crack. See the wise Democrats thing that I'm kind of bringing back around about Ron DeSantis. Could it come back to haunt him? I don't know. Maybe should I tease a little bit of this audio for you guys? I'm trying to see how much time we have. We may not have enough time to tease this, but let's see. No, we don't have enough time to tease this. All right, so coming back, we'll get you that audio. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but coming up at 8 o'clock this morning, we will have the former acting Attorney General of the United States under the former President Donald Trump, Matt Whitaker, will be here live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. He'll be sitting right next to me, and oh boy, we're going to go over a lot of different issues. So get ready for that. Coming up in just a couple of minutes.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been telling you how to pick the best air conditioning company for years now, but here's a little reminder. At Kobe Cooling, we have a 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There are no other companies in Southwest Florida that even come close. We give you a better trained and certified mechanic, like my dad or my Uncle Mike. So, when you need service, there's only one real choice. Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Business is built on connections. And with Square, you can connect every side of your business with tools that all work together. From your customers and your sales to your staff and your schedules, everything is in sync. So you can get a head start on shaping what's to come. See how Square can help connect every side of your business by visiting square.com/go/connect. That's square.com/go/connect.
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell and Cordell can help guide you through all aspects of divorce. Let us be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and by appointment only in Dadeland. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cartus, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air with some great news for all of Southwest Florida. When the time comes to replace your old, outdated air conditioning system, you don't have to pull from any of your fund money to do so.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
Now, for a limited time, we are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Just give us a call, 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544. Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Virginia is the third state requiring state employees to be vaccinated for coronavirus or get tested weekly. Nationally, infections are at a level not seen since February. And National Institutes of Health Director Dr. Francis Collins tells Fox.
If you're unvaccinated right now, this virus, which is much more contagious than its predecessors and maybe even more likely to be severe, although that's not absolutely clear, it's looking for you.
The White House is pushing to get more kids vaccinated by encouraging clinics at schools and for pediatricians to incorporate the shots in sports physicals. Iran's new president, Ebrahim Raisi, is sworn in and demands an end to American economic sanctions.
In his inauguration speech, Raisi said the Iranian people expect the new government to improve their livelihoods. He called for all U.S. penalties to be lifted.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. Off to a nice quiet start on the roads. Not seeing any issues up and down I-75. 41 looking nice and clear. A little bit busy on Daniels Parkway. Heading northeast on Daniels through the Gateway area right towards State Road 82 and Gunnery Road. Seeing some slowdowns there right below the 25-mile-per-hour mark. Quiet on Colonial Boulevard, though. Everything's running up to speed on our area bridges in and out of Cape Coral and from North Fort Myers into downtown Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather's in the forecast today as we increase our highs by just a few degrees, climbing into the mid-90s. You'll still feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits, depending on where you live when you factor in all of the humidity. We will start to see those clouds increase this afternoon as isolated rain chances this morning increase to scattered chances by the afternoon and evening time frame. Otherwise, scattered storms continue throughout the weekend and upcoming work week, with our highs getting as high as 94 degrees by Wednesday of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $59 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888. Sparky.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
So if I were to tell you that you can get factory direct pricing right now on your whole home water system from Pentair Water Solutions, you would run to the phone, I'm sure, because there's a big difference here when it comes to the cost and the quality and everything that I love about Pentair Water Systems. You can get your free digital Pentair water test right now by calling 239-880-7799. Start there. Max will come over, a uniformed Pentair water specialist. They will find and handle the toughest water issues you have. You think they're too tough? Listen, chlorine, ugly limescale, iron, even lead, no problem. With the mobile showroom, you'll see both the high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions, too. So the Pentair salt-free solution means no lugging in bags of salt and no timers, no hassles for you, right? Plus, now through July 30th, you can take $199 off installation of your whole home water system. So call. Get your free digital Pentair water test now. 239-880-7799 or book online at pelicanwestfl.com. And don't forget, get that free digital Pentair water test now.
Get an extra $3,000 cash for your old car. Thursday through Sunday, only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. It's the Get Paid to Trade event. Bring in any year, make, or model vehicle and get top dollar for your trade-in. Plus, get paid an extra $3,000 cash on top of that. No matter how old your current vehicle is, you'll get top dollar for your trade, plus an extra $3,000 cash. Drive away in a nicer, newer car, plus more money in your pocket. It's a deal so great it could only be at Sutherland Nissan. But hurry, the Get Paid to Trade event absolutely ends this Sunday. Shop our huge selection of new Nissans and quality certified used vehicles. Then get paid $3,000 cash after you trade. Only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. And remember, if you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, we are live at Oaks Farm Seed the Table at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston in Naples, and we always appreciate our first Friday here at Oaks Farm. It's great. And hard to describe what Seed the Table is like. I would love to walk around one day and just talk to everybody who's here this morning and ask them, how do you describe Seed the Table to people who've never been here before, or if you have people from out of town? I don't know how you do it, except amazing is what you can do it in one word. Amazing is a good way to do it, but obviously, one-stop shopping, farm fresh produce doesn't get any fresher. You can get it all right here. The finest and freshest greens and vegetables, perfect for summer salads, summer sweet fruit, for baking, making smoothies, enjoying with the family. The in-store bakery here at Seed the Table, one of a kind. It's unbelievable. The treats that they have, and to mention the fresh baked bread I love. We always take advantage of grabbing some on the way out. Cookies, pies, and cakes. And the wine department, an incredible selection of fine wines, unique beer. It's all here at Oaks Farm, Seed the Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee in Naples. So I hope that you'll stop by. They open up an hour early. And by the way, could we have a nice round of applause for everybody who comes out extra early for us? Please, because the staff here is amazing, and for them to get up an hour earlier to make sure that we have everything we need and you have everything you need is something that I'm telling you. If you're listening around here in the building, we appreciate you so much. We absolutely do. So thank you for doing that each and every time that we are here. All right, Joe Biden says some things, and sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're confusing. Sometimes you better be careful what you say because it might come back to haunt you. Now, I mentioned this earlier before the break because I thought this was kind of funny. The president of the United States yesterday, after the January 6th insurrection medal ceremony, trust me, it was one of those things where the minute you saw the president and the vice president and they're standing there and they're giving medals to the January 6th officers. And listen, I don't have a problem giving medals to officers. I also don't have a problem getting medals to officers, those that were braving some of the elements, thanks to BLM and Antifa during the summer of 2020. I think there are some that could probably get some medals there as well. I think there are plenty of people who have been stopping a lot of what's been going on and running towards danger during a lot of the rioting that was going on that certainly could get medals. I would venture to say that there are some people that even died during a lot of these protests that were officers at the time that I didn't hear their names mentioned yesterday. But I digress. We'll get back to that in just a second. So yesterday, the press gets together, and after this, he's asked quickly about the governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, understanding that Governor DeSantis is not going to sit around and have you poke him in the eye, and he's just going to sit there and say, "Stop poking me, come on," and turn around and walk away. Like maybe some rhinos that we know who certainly talk a big talk, but when somebody steps up, it's like, wait, I got money for my constituents? Yeah, I'll sign off on $3.5 trillion. Let's make it $5 trillion for everyone. What the heck? Let's just throw it in there because they don't have a spine. I hate to say that. I hate to think that there are some Republican rhinos who have no problem spending money. Across the board, we need a little bit more when it comes to caring about the money that we are spending constantly that we don't have. And
and to care about fiscal responsibility. It's okay. You all care about fiscal responsibility a little bit, right? I mean, when you're hearing trillions of dollars, you're looking and saying trillions. That's a lot of zeros after that. I went to school. You were before Common Core math, so you know a lot about this. The trillions, all right? I know what the zeros look like. But anyway, so the president of the United States being asked by the media about this pushback that the governor had just the other day when, listen, until you secure the border and you start arguing with us about mask mandates and vaccinations and everything else that we all know about here in the state, and the governor has made decisions based on science. And listen, I don't give a blip about what you say that the governor said. Remember that? With regard to a president who won't secure the border, who is letting illegals come into the country with COVID positive. By the way, another example yesterday, if you were listening to the top of the hour news, more illegals found to have COVID being let into the country and then being dispersed all over the place. Cities in Texas that are being overwhelmed by people who are walking the streets, COVID positive cases that are illegals. It's happening. It exists. Of course, that seems to be some kind of, I don't want to say insurrection, but boy, I'll tell you what, when you're talking about the safety and security of the country, you would imagine that you would secure the border first, that when you know there are people that are coming across, not just with the fact that they're coming illegally, but also that they're coming and bringing a virus that we are trying to fight, that you would imagine that would be front and center right there. Boom, that would be the place that you would stop. But the president doesn't want to do that. So spare us the whole idea of you telling us that we need to be worried about what's happening here in the state of Florida. Because I know it's awful. I mean, there's just blood on the streets. There's people dropping dead all over the place. I mean, it is awful. Dogs and cats getting along. It is the worst place to be, Florida said nobody who's here necessarily, but are still concerned about some of the things that are happening with the spike in cases. So here is the president being asked now and pushing back against Governor DeSantis. And listen to this comment. Oh, wait, let me see if I can get this happening. Hold on a second. Oh, my, look at this. I messed that up. All right, all of that just to have to reset my computer thanks to technology. Hold on, stand by. Technology waits for no man, especially not me, apparently. All right, here we go. There. All right, I'm back. Here it is. All right, let's see if we've got this. Cue it up. Nope. Why is it not queuing up now? All right. Well, he said something that. Oh, wait a minute. Is this it? All right. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see if this is it. Stand by. Stand by. Nope, that's not it either. All right. Basically, the reporters said, "Man, I got to get this working." The reporters said to Joe Biden, the comments about doesn't give a blip about what you say, and the security concerns across the border, and what are you going to do about this and these illegals coming across? And Joe Biden said, "Who?" Like like a.
DeSantis, who is using your words about don't be in the way, and he's saying I am in the way to block too much interference from the federal government. Your response, Mr. President?
Governor who?
DeSantis.
Why is Governor who? Is that what he said? So he said, Governor who? Do you really want to go there? Yeah, he does. Joe Biden wants to go there. So Governor who is what he said. I wonder if the interwebs, again, stays for a very long time. I wonder if he would want to take that back. No, he's not going to want to take that back one day. That is the Joe Biden going to take you behind the woodshed and do all the tough Joe Biden that seems to always show up that the left thinks is very good. It's very tolerant when a Joe Biden wants to take somebody behind the woodshed and talk about Governor who and everything else. But when somebody else says something like that, oh, tolerance. No, you're not very tolerant, are you? All right, yeah, sure. But anyway, so there's the president saying that about the governor. Now, a couple of other things that are going on with regard to the governor as well, as he has decided to go after him. When the president is out talking about, again, a January 6th insurrection that wasn't an insurrection, when the president is going out and he's starting to make comments about it in front of an audience that he knows ultimately with the media is going to be on his side at an event that has to do with a medal ceremony for the officers there at the Capitol building, awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. This legislation that was signed that is going to be awarded to U.S. Capitol Police and one Metropolitan Police officer, that these medals are going to be in the Smithsonian Institution to display. And then the president, again, says, what did he say?
Folks, not even during the Civil War did insurrectionists breach the Capitol of the United States of America.
Not even during the Civil War has an insurrection made its way to the Capitol of the United States. Again, the drama, everybody. Dun, dun, dun. And, of course, there are media members that lap all of this up. There are Democrats that want to run with this. Now, why is that so important? Why is it important what he says? Because they're going to continue to talk about an insurrection that wasn't. They're going to continue to demagogue this, knowing full well that these medals that were given out that will be on display again at the Smithsonian will forever be there for people to see with a label underneath it, with a little plaque underneath to explain what happened, and the word insurrection will be there. 50 years from now, your grandkids are going to go to the Smithsonian and see these medals and see the words insurrection, an insurrection that didn't happen. There was no insurrection.
The citadel of our democracy. Not even then. But on January the 6th, 2021, they did.
Yeah, they said.
A mob of extremists and terrorists launched a violent and deadly assault on the People's House and the sacred ritual to certify a free and fair election.
They're not going to stop saying this. They're going to continue to say this, knowing full well, again, that there are going to be people that are going to agree with this. They're going to gaslight the country into believing it, and the questions still remain. More than 500 people charged during this riot, and not one single person has been charged with treason, insurrection, nobody. Not one single person inside the Capitol yet has thus far been charged with carrying a firearm. There wasn't any kind of capture and kill teams. There weren't nothing like that. No, nothing that you could point to, but yet they're going to continue to say this. And again, why? Why do they do this and ignore some of the other things that happened during the summer last year? And again, it's very, very simple. It's disgusting, it's awful, but it's politics, and it's all about politics. And they're going to try to keep this going. And what's the other part of this as well? How many things could you just rattle off the top of your head that are a positive that Joe Biden can step up to the microphone and say, look at the wonderful thing that we did. Here it is. Is there one single thing that a Democrat, that the President of the United States can mention about this country that's going on right now that is a positive? Anybody? Can anybody think of one? You don't even have to be a Democrat to think about. I'm just asking the one. Now, can you think of anything off the top of your head that maybe the President of the United States, the Democrats are doing right now to this country that is an absolute disaster? If I let a microphone go and I just said go, you could probably rattle off how many? 4, 5, 6 different things of disaster with this White House. So what does that tell you? Again, it tells you that the focus is still going to be on going after the former president, going after the current governor of the state of Florida, going after Republicans, the GOP, going after conservatives, because they certainly understand what the numbers look like. And they also understand that when you're talking about the positives that this White House has this far into an administration, there aren't many. Dare I say, I don't know if there's one. But there are some numbers that we should be concerned about. And I don't know if you know this. How many people like polls? Do you all like polls here at Oaks Farm Seed to Table? How many? Nobody likes polls. Good. Don't worry about polls. Because if I were to tell you that the polling right now is suggesting this week that Governor DeSantis is losing to Charlie Crist, would you be worried about? No, nobody's really worried about that. Okay, because it's polling, and you know how polling works. So, yeah, polling this week is saying that Governor DeSantis is losing to Charlie Crist, but is beating Nikki Fried. That's not really too difficult to do, I'd say, when your whole platform is about marijuana. But that's besides the point. The point is that Charlie Crist, according to some of the polls, is very close to Governor DeSantis in the 22 race. And that's why I was concerned about something that we have talked about this week. And I'm looking at the time, and you know what? I'm going to just do it, Jake. It'll just take a minute. I am concerned when it comes to people who are connected with others that might have an agenda to take down, let's say, a sitting president. And here is my take. And this is just my personal thoughts on this. This is my take here in Southwest Florida. A lot of people have talked about water quality in Southwest Florida. We've all been concerned about it. We're all concerned about the water that's coming from the lake, that the discharges that go to the East Coast, that come to the West Coast, down the Caloosahatchee, how much water can go south of us. But the problem is that you have a foundation. And listen, this is just the facts, everybody. If somebody wants to argue this behind the scenes with me, go right ahead. And there are a lot of people who support the Everglades Foundation. But what I don't understand is, why are you supporting a group, the Everglades Foundation, that wants to sign off on a plan that plans on sending more water to the east coast of Florida, west coast of Florida, than sending it to the east coast of Florida? Follow me. You all following this? Lake O has to have discharges, right? Water has to go either to the east coast or the west coast, or has to go south. Only a certain amount can go south. The rest of it has to go either east or west. If it goes east, they're going to have water issues there on their coast. If it comes west, we all know that we have water issues here. If we get more, we're going to get a lot of the blue-green algae that we've seen in 2018. It was a disaster. The media was talking about it nonstop. People were upset about it. Remember the breathing issues that a lot of people had along the beach, and how disaster it is. It's a disaster for tourism. It's bad when the media continues to talk about it. People don't want to come here. It's awful. Now, just imagine you have a group like the Everglades Foundation that is run by an individual, Eichenberg, who used to work for Charlie Crist. He was Charlie Crist's chief of staff. Now, I'm just suggesting, I'm just putting this out there. It's just something to think about. It's just a thing that me and my friends have been talking about. And what if a plan that a foundation that everybody is told is for the environment? I mean, they're conservationists, they're environmentalists, they care about the environment, they care about blue-green algae, they don't want it to come to Southwest Florida. They are very, very careful about this. But what if the group that is talking about Everglades Foundation is talking about, caring about the discharges from the lake, is being run by a guy who used to be the chief of staff to Charlie Crist, somebody who's running for the governor in the state of Florida? And what if there was a plan out there that the Army Corps of Engineers would like to do that sends just about zero water to the East Coast and will send extra water our way, possibly causing an issue when it comes to blue-green algae, right? It will. And what if they signed off on it and the Everglades Foundation is pushing it and this guy is in charge? And this is just an imaginary scenario. And then what happens if that were to happen? What if, let's just say in 2022, all of a sudden, as the Army Corps and the Everglades Foundation and others decide to sign off something that's going to send extra water our way, just happened to show up during an election cycle where a Democrat candidate or a Whig Party candidate, or I don't even know what that candidate is, and he doesn't even know, but he's pretty close in the polling right now, starts to turn around and blame everybody who signed off on it, including congressmen, including people on the city council, including commissioners, and they're the ones that caused this, and almost makes it that way so that they can blame Republicans during an election year to maybe hurt a sitting governor in the race for a re-election in an area that is very, very, very red. I'm not saying that would ever happen. No, that would never happen. But I am suggesting that there are some people that are connecting the dots, and you just have to watch out for this. It's very important to keep your eye on the Lake O issue. It's one that politically could be very damaging to the governor and damaging to Republicans in Southwest Florida if what I'm saying comes to fruition. I hope all of that makes sense. Just see me after class if it doesn't, and I'll explain it again. All right, we are live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road here in Naples. We always appreciate the group that shows up early, the early birds. We love that. Come down and get some breakfast. Also, please, please, please don't forget about our fight against CRT next Tuesday, August 10th. We are going to be in 5 different locations around Southwest Florida. It is kids first, educate, not indoctrinate. And that's what we want to make sure that people in the school district and administrators and teachers that are teaching CRT, that we are not going to sit and take this, that we're going to be out in force, and we want you all to see us. So 5 different locations where we're going to rally on Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30 a.m. If you would like to find out a location near you, just text the letters CRT to 239-479-5592. Do it now. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design staff have been designing award-winning kitchens and baths for nearly 50 years. Now Encore is proud to offer Foster Appliances, a sophisticated line of chef-grade handmade Italian products just perfect for the home chef and all of us. Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design is proud to be a select area dealer for these hand-built appliances that are in many ways superior to other brand-name high-end cooking appliances. Since 1975, Foster has created top-of-the-line cooktops, ovens, ranges, hoods, sinks, and faucets for residential and commercial use. Their attention to detail and unique accessories enhance the cooking experience, making them a preferred supplier to luxury resorts such as the Ritz-Carlton. Call Encore at 239-331-5287 to schedule a demonstration of their expanded Naples showroom. Or visit EncoreCabinetDesign.com for inspirational cabinet designs and appliances for your new home or remodeling project.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
While things like groceries and healthcare have gotten more expensive, at FPL, what you pay for energy has gone down 10% in the last 15 years. That's reliable, clean energy at a lower price for all of us. See how at FPL.com/value.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
An assassination in Afghanistan. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Yet another Taliban attack amid a U.S. troop withdrawal. It'll be complete this month. Fox's Simon Owen details what happened live.
Dave, the Taliban says its fighters have shot and killed the head of the Afghan government's press operations. An Afghan official says Dawa Khan Menapar was attacked in the capital, Kabul, during Friday prayers. It's the latest in a series of killings by the militant group targeting the government, which is backed by the US. The Taliban has intensified attacks as American and NATO forces withdraw from Afghanistan. Dave?
Simon, for the third time in 4 days, the number of new COVID cases reported in the U.S. yesterday topped 100,000, which hasn't happened since February. A third of recent infections are in Texas and Florida. California is going to require all health care and long-term workers be vaccinated by September 30th.
We support these vaccination requirements to protect workers, communities, and the country.
That is White House
vaccination requirements to protect workers.
White House response coordinator for COVID, Jeff Zients, says the rate of vaccinations has been on the rise. More than 68% of Americans 12 and older have had at least one dose. There's a manhunt in Kentucky for whoever ambushed and killed a Jefferson County Sheriff's deputy shot while working security off duty at a car dealer. Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush, who wants to defund police, is responding to critics to her spending $70,000 for her own private security, telling CBS,
I have had attempts on my life, so suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen.
Missouri AG Eric Schmidt followed up saying, quote, St. Louis had a 50-year high in homicides last year. Cori Bush's comments are incredibly irresponsible. I can't stress enough how insulting it is to the families who have lost loved ones and kids to the rise of violent crime here in Missouri.
That's
Missouri
Fox's
AG
Ashley
Eric Schmidt followed up
Strohmeyer.
saying, quote,
America's
St. Louis
listening
had a
to Fox
50-year
News.
high.
This is 92.5
And by the way,
WFSX Estero, Fox
DeSantis,
News, right
the
all along.
anti-vaccine
On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash right now along I-75 southbound off to the right-hand shoulder just south of the exit to Bonita Beach Road around mile marker 115 southbound. Looks like there are injuries, so expect to see EMS heading there and some slight delays just as onlookers are slowing down in the area south of Bonita Beach Road. We also have a crash we're watching in North Naples on Immokalee Road right near the Walmart at Juliet Boulevard, so seeing westbound delays there. More westbound slowdowns on Golden Gate Parkway because of a crash right between Livingston and Airport. So Vanderbilt Beach Road, Pine Ridge Road are your best alternates to head through Naples right now. Lee County roads, crash-free and clear so far. We're not seeing any problems on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers. 7541 looking good across Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather's in the forecast today as we increase our highs by just a few degrees, climbing into the mid-90s. You'll still feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits, depending on where you live when you factor in all of the humidity. We will start to see those clouds increase this afternoon as isolated rain chances this morning increase to scattered chances by the afternoon and evening time frame. Otherwise, scattered storms continue throughout the weekend and upcoming work week, with our highs getting as high as 94 degrees by Wednesday of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Educate, not indoctrinate. Kids first. That is our rally that we're going to do on Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30 a.m. across Southwest Florida. US 41 in Daniels, Del Prado and Cape Coral Parkway, US 41 in Corkscrew, Pine Ridge and Airport Roads, and Immokalee and Goodlet Road in Naples. An opportunity for you on the first day of school to show that we are watching and we are watching out for our kids. Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30 a.m. Kids first. Education, not indoctrination rallies across Southwest Florida with 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Governor Abbott of Texas, who has
Hi, it's Stuart
banned
Duncan here
mask
from
mandates.
Duncan's Diamonds. Now through the end of August, we're offering 60-month financing. So you can pick out any item, get the guaranteed best value and the best price, and spread your payments over 60 months.
Yes, it's a great month to come to Duncan's Diamonds. You will find the largest selection of diamonds and jewelry, access to thousands of jewelry styles. You will find 5 times the selection you would find in an ordinary jewelry store. Maybe you need a shop for Christmas early gift. Do not wait until the last minute. Or maybe you're getting engaged in the fall or upgrading her diamond.
Whatever the reason, we got you covered with the best selection and best prices. Take advantage of our incredible summer finance offer, 60-month payments. Indulge without breaking the bank. Come, celebrate your love with us and have a little more sparkle in your life.
Best price guarantee, low monthly payments, and a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. It is worth the drive to Duncan's Diamonds, Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
O'Reilly. Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a Wix filter for just $31.99. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. Minimize friction, heat, and wear on your engine with Syntec full synthetic motor oil exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
All right, good morning, Southwest Florida. Hello, everybody. Live we are at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston here in beautiful, beautiful Naples. Thank you so much for the early crowd, the early birds getting up with us early and coming down. And thank you to the staff here at Oaks Farm Seed to Table for getting up an hour earlier and opening up so you can grab some coffee and some breakfast. And it is just an amazing place here at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. Our first Friday that we love doing here, the amazing fresh fruits and vegetables. Maybe you're grilling this weekend, the Farm Fresh Butcher Shop featuring Braveheart Angus beef. How about some New York strip steaks, some bone-in center cut pork chops, maybe some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Don't forget Captain Jerry's seafood selection, farm-raised salmon fillets, wild Chilean sea bass, and the freshest wild Gulf shrimp. And you can complete your meal with delicious sides from the deli or fine cheeses and lunch meats from Boar's Head, all right here at Seed to Table. And sit down. Maybe you want to sit down at the restaurant here, eat in, take out, grab a coffee, juice bar, whatever you want. It's one of a kind. It's hard to describe, but it's always amazing. Oaks Farm, Seed the Table. So we will see you when you get here. And if you don't have a chance to visit with us in the morning, then please, by all means, anytime you want, please show up and you will be amazed as well, because there's so much going on here. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch the program on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio for the time being. And please subscribe to the podcast. The podcast is available at all your favorite podcast outlets. And you can go to DrewSteele.com, and there's a place right there where you can click and subscribe and listen at your convenience. The governor, I wanted to mention this because there is a problem if we have a country that will not follow the rule of law. Everybody understands, and it's not something that I'm surprising anybody with, but if we are to continue to have a constitutional republic, if we are going to continue to have a civil society can only exist if people are willing to follow the laws of the country, to follow the laws of the state. So what happens if people put down mandates, if people put down things that by law you must do, and then there are groups that say, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to do it. Now, remember something, there's a flip side to what you're thinking, because if you're going back to the early days of you got a mask mandate, you got to mask up, you got to do this, number one, where is the science? The science to this day, to the minute I'm sitting here right now speaking on this microphone that I'm spitting in a little extraordinarily this morning, and I don't know why. But anyway, that was pretty disgusting. To this moment now, I'm still looking for, and we are all still looking for the science that say mask mandates work. Our good friend Dan Bongino has said this many, many, many times. If masks work, then why don't they work? If masks work, then why don't they work? If they should be working, right? For all the time we've been masking up, then where is the science and the data that would say that masks work? So we all know this, but what happens on the flip side of that, where some people here in Southwest Florida and across the country have been like, listen, you don't have any teeth in this mandate. We're just not going to do it, and we don't have any science to back it up. But on the other side of it, what happens when you have individuals and people who will flout the laws and the Constitution? What happens if you have a president who decides that he's going to not listen to the Supreme Court, he's not going to do something constitutional, but instead decides he's going to do what he feels like doing? And why do we get to sit around and allow the president to do something unconstitutional, like eviction moratoriums, and sign off on this? Why is it that the Democrats always get the opportunity to impeach a president, but when Republicans have the opportunity, they sit back and it's like, no, we don't want to go there. We don't want to talk about impeachment. When there's an impeachable offense, you swear an oath to the Constitution. And then when it comes up and an issue comes up like the eviction moratorium and the CDC, well, who made them the boss? All of a sudden, you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Because we're kinder and gentler. No, we got to fight people. We got to politically fight back. And we don't seem to want to do that. And so the question becomes now, what is happening across the country, even with Ron DeSantis? Is he going to face an insurrection by Florida school boards over their mask mandates? This is a big question, everybody. I don't know how many of you know what's going on with some of the mandates and some of the issues and these special meetings that are going on right now and getting ready to take place with school boards in Collier and Lee and across the state. But realize something. They are getting ready to turn their back on anything that the governor wants to do. They're ready to turn around on this. For example, you know that the governor, not too long ago, just the other day, was talking about, listen, we're not going to do lockdown policies, right?
And Joe Biden suggests that if you don't do lockdown policies, then you should, quote, get out of the way. But let me tell you this. If you're coming after the rights of parents in Florida, I'm standing in your way. I'm not going to let you get away with it.
He's not going to let him get away with it. And he also talked about doing his job and constitutionally keeping the country safe and secure along our border.
So why don't you do your job? Why don't you get this border secure? And until you do that, I don't want to hear a blip about COVID from you. Thank you.
And he's right? Of course, if the governor, you can applaud that. That's all right. I see some people that wanted to applaud the governor. You can do that. So then you have what's going to be the Democrats who are going after a very popular governor, and you can imagine the lies that they spew. And, of course, the media is not going to push back, so they know they can do it. Chuck Schumer, who is spreading disinformation about COVID. Hey, does Chuck Schumer get taken off of social media for misinformation about COVID? Because this is one of them. Listen to this doozy.
And by the way, I saw that Governor DeSantis, the anti-vaccine person...
The anti-vaccine. Has anybody heard Governor DeSantis say, I'm anti-vax? And anybody, raise your hand if you heard the governor, because he's never said that. He's never said this is somebody who got vaccinated in April, and thanks to the leadership in the state, 85% of Florida seniors have been vaccinated. He has never said anything like he's anti-vax, but there's Chuck Schumer telling everybody he's an anti-vax governor, which is a flat-out lie. That's misinformation. That should be taken down off of Facebook and Twitter, right? Who are we kidding? You get to keep that up. I'm trying to figure out who are the ones that are the anti-vaxxers. Man, I just wish that there was something on the interwebs, something that Al Gore's great interwebs would put out there that might help to demonstrate who are the people that have been talking the most about the vax and the hesitancy that's out there. Gosh, I wish there was something.
I think it's going to be a very skeptical American public about taking the vaccine, and they should be.
We can't trust the president and take his word and take a vaccine that might cause harm to us.
If and when the vaccine comes, and it's not likely to go through all the tests that needs to be and the trials that are needed to be done.
Let's just say there's a vaccine that is approved and even distributed before the election. Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us.
When we finally do, God willing, get a vaccine, who's going to take the shot?
Yeah, there's a lot of Democrats. There's a president in there that's currently in office. There's a vice president in there that's currently in office. It sounds a lot like the Democrats have been talking about vaccine hesitancy, and I wonder why people are vaccine hesitant across the country. No, that's not why. Oh, by the way, that goes on for 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and I only played 30 seconds of it, but I can spare you that. But then let's get back to the issue that we have right now. So we understand that, unfortunately, the Democrats have been pushing the vaccine hesitancy for far too long. They're the ones that caused a lot of the trouble. They want to make it seem like it's Republicans, it's conservatives, it's Trump supporters, it's Trump himself, Orange Man bad. We get it. Okay, yeah, got it. You're the ones that have done this. It's all your fault. But remember what I said before. The governor of the state of Florida is looking specifically at the issue of mask mandates, looking specifically at what is going on with our schools, knowing full well that there's no evidence that is out there that would suggest that we need to mask our kids up in school. We have to do this the opposite way of the CDC's guidance, because the CDC, in their infinite wisdom, do not have any evidence to support mask mandates for our kids. And so here's what I'm talking about. So the governor talked about not doing this. The CDC puts out new guidance that says schools, again, should require staff and students to wear masks. So what ends up happening? The governor is like, listen, we're not going to do this. We're not going through this. We're having kids back in school. It's going to be just like it should be, and we're not masking the kids up because there's no science. Well, what happened? The day after the CDC did this, the Broward County School District announced that they were going to impose a mask mandate. They were ready to go. They want to protect the kids. That's what it's about. No, it's not. Broward County would love nothing more than to stick a finger. That would be pretty gross, to stick an eye in DeSantis' eye. That would be, I don't know where the eye came from, but anyway, to stick a finger in DeSantis' eye in all of this and say, look, we're not going to follow anything you say. It doesn't matter. You've got no teeth, so we've seen this game before. We're not going to listen to you and follow you, right? So that's what they said. People showed up. At the district meetings, they were all on board with what the Broward County School District said, because it's all about the kids, So then, all of a sudden, they go to a vote, and they realize, well, there is no evidence. There is nothing that would say that mask mandates work. Maybe it's something that we should reconsider. So then they voted last week to they required facial coverings. That now they say, though, they're going to comply with DeSantis' executive order preventing masks in schools rather than enforce the Centers for Disease Control. And people are like, all right, well, that seems good. Well, wait a second. So now 2 more districts come out and are saying, we're not going to do it either. Alachua and Duval counties said that they're going to go and listen to the advice of the CDC and the, quote, medical professionals who don't have any evidence that mask mandates work, and they're going to make sure that their students and staff are all masked up. So guess what Broward did? Broward did the brave thing and said, okay, well, if you guys do it, then we'll do it. And now they changed their mind again, and so they're going to mask up the kids. All of this for what? To say that, look, there are going to be meetings all across the state. There are going to be people that are going to make the case that we've got to mask the kids up. And what I'm suggesting is something that's very important, and it's the big takeaway that nobody can miss. This is political. If there were evidence that mask mandates work and masks on kids in school, how many of you think that if there was science and data to suggest that mask mandates work on children, that the governor of the state of Florida, in order to protect our kids, would be for it? Of course he would be if the science and data were there, but it's not. So the only reason that you would turn against the governor and say, no, we're gonna go against what you're saying because we don't, we're gonna go with the CDC and the science that doesn't exist, and we're gonna do that. The only reason to do it is for political reasons. The only reason is to put a thumb in his eye. It's all about politics. And to think that there are people that are in elected office who think that this is a good idea, to look at the winds of politics, the politics of the day, whether it's local, state, or national, and do something that's anti-science, because there is no science, but do the opposite and put masks on kids and what that means to them hours at a time during the day, and the touching and the pulling and what's on the mask that they're touching it, and all of the issues with breathing in the CO2 that we all know is dangerous for kids, and then psychologically what that means. That you would be willing to put kids through that for political reasons? I don't want to say that that's sick and twisted, but doggone it, that's sick and twisted. Doggone it is about it's the strong. I don't cuss in real life. I don't cuss on the air. That's a doggone it is right. Mike Moody can attest to that. That doggone it is probably about as serious a word as I might use. Sorry, but that's what it is, and it's disgusting, and it needs to be called out. So good for the governor for looking to keep our kids safe, looking to keep the state safe, and to look out for businesses when it comes to lockdowns and things that we're not going to do knee-jerk without the science and the data to back up what others say has to be done. But we're not going to do it. 239-479-5592. All right, a reminder, please find out your location near you of our big rallies across Southwest Florida. Everybody is talking about it. The Kids First Education, Not Indoctrination rallies that are taking place in 5 different locations across Southwest Florida. You want to find a location near you, Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30. Just text the letters CRT right now to 239-479-5592. Please be at one of those locations so we can show Southwest Florida that we are watching school districts. We're watching those teachers that are pushing CRT, that are doing and saying things to our kids that are indoctrinating them, that has to be stopped. And you've got to be part of this rally. You've been at school board meetings. This is the next step. So please make it a point to be at a location near you. We'll talk more about this coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News, and we've been right all along.
County Commissioner Kevin Ruane is fighting to protect our water quality. The Army Corps of Engineers has announced their new plan for the management of Lake Okeechobee, which will result in even more harmful discharges into the Caloosahatchee River. Kevin Ruane says no. Kevin is fighting against this plan, which protects the East Coast while harming our local waterways. He's leading the charge for modifications to balance flows to both coasts and to utilize the additional storage capacity in Lake Okeechobee now that $2 billion of repairs have been made to the Herbert Hoover Dike. Kevin Ruane knows that we should not bear the brunt of the effects from discharges while the East Coast gets none. He understands that if this plan is not modified, it will affect the quality of life, our real estate values, and our economy. We can't afford another water crisis. This is about more than just water quality. It's about our community, our children, our grandchildren, and our economy. We can count on County Commissioner Kevin Ruane to fight for us. Sponsored by Friends of Kevin Ruane, 1375 Jackson Street, number 202, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then, bam, your whole life changes. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to have the former acting attorney general of the United States, Matt Whitaker, under the former President Trump. He will be here joining us, so a lot to discuss. That is coming up. And also want to remind everybody that if you want to watch at your convenience, all you need to do is go to drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch and also subscribe to the podcast. So we would love for you to do that. This way you can listen at your convenience. All right, coming up, a couple of things. Is there going to be a bacon shortage? I don't know how many of you like bacon, but there's could be all right, well, maybe in California there would be a bacon Why would there be a bacon shortage? It wouldn't be liberal policies that would do that way, would it? I guess I kind of answered my own question. All right, so there's that. And a little bit more on what's going on in schools, critical race theory, news on that broke overnight. And we're going to get to that coming up in just a few more minutes.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now, but only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, Call the law offices of Anna John Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Some amendments still need to be worked out, and a lot of Republicans are attending former Wyoming Senator Mike Enzie's funeral today. So it looks like a vote to end debate on the Senate's bipartisan infrastructure spending bill will happen tomorrow.
A $1.2 trillion infrastructure agreement will add more than $250 billion in projected deficits over the next decade, according to a score by the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. Negotiators insist the plan is fully paid for and say the CBO is limited in what it can include in its formal score, including economic growth.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The July jobs report comes out this morning.
Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal estimate that 845,000 jobs were created last month, similar to June's total, and that the unemployment rate fell to 5.7% from 5.9%.
Fox's Hillary Barsky. And the Coast Guard says 6 people were killed in a sightseeing plane crash in Alaska. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Been a busy morning commute through southern Lee and Collier counties. We got a crash off to the side of 75 right now near the Bonita Beach Road exit, a little bit south of that. Southbound on 75, mile marker 115. It's off to the right-hand shoulder. Just make sure you stay over to the left and center lanes to let them clear up that crash. We also have a crash we're watching on Immokalee Road right near Preserve Lane, so watch out for some slowdowns there right near Gulf Coast High School. Watching a crash on Immokalee Road as well, farther to the west, just off 75, right near Strand Boulevard. And on Golden Gate Parkway, a crash. No injuries, though. Golden Gate at Premier Drive, causing some slowdowns right between Livingston and Airport. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather's in the forecast today as we increase our highs by just a few degrees, climbing into the mid-90s. They'll still feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits, depending on where you live when you factor in all of the humidity. We will start to see those clouds increase this afternoon as isolated rain chances this morning increase to scattered chances by the afternoon and evening time frame. Otherwise, scattered storms continue throughout the weekend and upcoming work week, with our highs getting as high as 94 degrees by Wednesday of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
The best in national and local talk. Sean Hannity now. The Drive with Trey Radel today at 5 on 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hello, folks. This is Representative Bob Rommel with this week's interesting Florida fact. Between September of 2020 and March 2021, almost 35,000 New Yorkers moved to Florida. That's about the same population of Essex County, New York. Think about that. A population the size of an entire county moved from New York to Florida in 6 months. And no wonder. New York State income taxes were already high, and they just raised them again. Their COVID response plan was a total disaster. And now Governor Cuomo has been outed for sexual harassment of the worst kind. Even Joe Biden called for him to resign. With conservatives in charge, Florida is leading the nation. We pay zero income tax, and our economy is surging. Florida, no income tax, and a governor to be proud of. Let's keep it that way. Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No.
You're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles, or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston Road in Immokalee and Naples, and we do appreciate you being here with us every time we have our first Fridays at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We are so blessed to be able to be here with you and to hang out at one of the best places to be in Southwest Florida, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. Everything you need. What do you need? Just tell me what you need. Picnics, backyard grilling, feast for the family, everything in the store made fresh from scratch. Baked breads, fresh baked rolls, sweet treats in the bakery. Southwest Florida's largest selection of fresh produce, 100 different items coming to you directly from Oaks Farm-owned local farms. And Seed to Table also has, as you know, Captain Jerry's Seafood, the freshest seafood and the best selection. In the Farm Fresh Butcher Shop, they've got Braveheart Angus beef, only Braveheart Angus beef, top-of-the-line beef. That's aged to perfection. So if you're hungry while you're shopping, how about this? Order a delicious food here to eat in or take home. Maybe some hot sandwiches, pasta, pizza, taco subs, salads, organic foods, even sushi. Yes, I'll take them all. Make your weekly trip here to the supermarket. And listen, you come here and you go to other supermarkets that you've seen before, and it's like, yeah. Then I want to go to Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, because that's the place to be. There's no place like it, and if you have not been here before, I'm telling you, it's an experience like no other. And I don't really know how you would explain to people if somebody came here, if an alien dropped in and said, hey, I need some food. How would you describe how awesome the Oaks Farm Seed to Table is? It'd be tough, but then they would show up and say, it's indescribable, but it's amazing. How about that? Oaks Farm Seed to Table, the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples, and we thank you so much for being here. All right, in a couple of minutes, we expect a visit from the former acting Attorney General of the United States, Matt Whitaker, who's going to be here under former President Trump. A lot to talk about, including the January 6th insurrection that wasn't, and maybe some more headlines we'll get to. I wanted to touch on a couple of things that had to do with critical race theory in schools, and critical race theory in particular, because so many times, so often, it is really hard for people to explain what critical race theory is. It's hard for people sometimes to even understand what it is, even when it's explained to them. But the bottom line is understanding that looking at everything critically through the lens of race is a really bad thing. So if you had to kind of think of it in short term that way, looking at everything in life critically through the lens of race, that's bad. Looking at everything, thinking to yourself that these institutions were established by certain individuals of a certain skin color, and by default, we cannot have this, and so these institutions must be dismantled. That's a really bad thing to be teaching our kids, indoctrinating our youths, and also to be teaching our university students, but that is exactly what has been happening. And people are pushing back, but there are other ways that you can listen to something that you hear maybe every once in a while from a legislator, a person up on Capitol Hill, a representative in Congress, and you'll hear the buzzword, you'll hear the catchphrase that really goes right to the point that if you hear these words, you can trace it all the way back fundamentally to the foundational principles of critical race theory. And then maybe you'll understand what we're dealing with our school districts, because there is no critical race theory textbook 101 that's being taught. There is no book that's going to go into a child's hand that says critical race theory 101. Let's go through each individual thing here, kids. We're going to have such a great time. It's not like that. But when you recognize what it is, in just a second I'll explain, then you'll see what everybody has been talking about. A couple of things that come up recently that have to do with the idea of critical race theory, something that doesn't exist until it does exist. It is interesting how we have brought this up many times, and you have the American Federation of Teachers who said not only do they want it taught, but they're going to sue if we find out that districts aren't teaching it, which seems pretty odd considering that it's not being taught in our schools, but it is being taught in our schools, but there's no textbook, but it is being taught, and we'll sue to make sure that it's taught. Well, how do you do that? Well, here's something interesting. There's a teachers union that's suing a Rhode Island mom. What did the Rhode Island mom do that was so awful that a union, a teachers union, would spend their hard-earned dues to go after one single mom? Well, what is it? Well, the mom wants to see the curriculum in the school that has to do with critical race theory that she's concerned about, and the union wants to stop her from seeing it, to the point where they will sue to stop her. Now, follow the logic, everybody. We're going to sue somebody who wants to see critical race theory being taught in our schools, but critical race theory is not being taught in the schools. But if it is being taught in the schools, we're going to sue you to fight to make sure that it is taught. Do you see how all of this is crazy? It exists. It's happening. Nicole Solis is a Rhode Island mom. She brought up the ire of the NEA Teachers Union, and she stood up at a school board meeting and wanted school records on critical race theory in the classroom. She wants it out in the open. She wants to see it. Well, the unions are like, no, we're not going to have this, and they're going to sue to make sure she doesn't get access to this. On Wednesday, she got a complaint from the NEA suing her to cease and desist on her inquiries. It accuses her of seeking to disclose, quote-unquote, private records. An astonishing claim from a public school. A public school is saying that you are looking at something that is private. How do you square that, everybody? Do you see how insidious all of this is? And again, it's why I have said this many times, and I'll continue to say it, and I'm going to find a way to push legislation here in this next legislative session in Tallahassee. I will take the role. I will take the reins. I want cameras and microphones in every public school system in the state of Florida, because I want to see for myself what's going on in these schools. They're public. We've got the right to see what's happening. Oh, but there's privacy issues. Don't worry about it. We'll work our way around it. We'll figure out ways. We'll figure out how we're going to do this, but you're not going to get away with this. It's going to happen. We'll figure it out. Trust me. We'll dot the I's and cross the T's. Right? It's okay. It's not dot the T's and cross the because that would be okay. I'm just making sure because my son's listening, and as a homeschool family, if I told him he had to dot a T, it would be really embarrassing if one day he's like, "No, you didn't dot your T." That could be bad. All right. So you've got this going on, right? But, you also have other issues with regard to what's going on and the issues of what politicians say that could give you an indication of things to look for that trace right back to the problem we have with critical race theory. Follow me on this. It's going to seem like a weird place to go, but trust me, if you jump in with me and you head down this rabbit trail, the rabbit trail will land squarely on your feet, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And it has to do with Representative Ilhan Omar. What in the world does Representative Ilhan Omar have to do with critical race theory or the ideas of critical race theory? Not a critical race theory 101, but I'm talking about the ideas and the words and the trigger words and the things that you can listen for and hear and know specifically that is the ideology that is being pushed on our kids that is called critical race theory. What am I talking about? Well, it was last month that Ilhan Omar, who was talking about systemic racism on the steps of the Capitol, and she was talking about this idea that we need to dismantle. We need to get rid of things, institutions that we have in this country. They need to be dismantled because there's the issue of race, okay? And talking about a system, for example, defunding the police. At a news conference on systemic racism, I want you to listen to these words because this is something you got to pick up on, because once you hear it, you'll understand where I'm going. Listen to what Ilhan Omar said on the steps talking about systemic racism. Listen carefully.
As long as our economy and political systems prioritize profit without considering who is profiting, who is being shut out, we will perpetuate this inequality.
All right, so you're following this. She's talking about, listen, if there's profit and people are getting profit and there's others that aren't getting a piece of the profit, then that system has to be torn down. That's not right. We can't have that. But it gets worse. Now listen to this carefully. Listen to the words and the language she uses.
So we cannot stop at criminal justice system. We must begin the work of dismantling the whole system of oppression wherever we find it.
We must dismantle the whole system of what, everybody? Of oppression wherever we find it. Now, this is somebody who swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States, who is a sitting representative who wants to dismantle a whole system of what? Oppression. What is the oppression that's taking place? The U.S. Constitution? Is that the oppression? Are the oppressors? Who are the oppressors? You know who they are. That word oppressors, you listen to that. Because anybody who is part of a system that is part of developing, putting together, founding this country and the Constitution is an oppressor. I wonder if there are kids in our schools right now that are being taught in some way, shape, or form the idea of oppression and oppressors, not critical race theory 101, but the words being used in a lesson plan. Imagine if somebody, like a teacher, took it upon themselves to try to describe to a kid something that has to do with a math problem or a science problem, and in the teaching of this child, they don't go to a critical race theory textbook. Are you hearing me? Listen to me. They don't go to a textbook. They talk about oppressors and oppressed. They bring that into the conversation. That's how they use it. If they say those things in the classroom, if they try to use that as an example, that's what critical race theory is. You don't have to have the textbook. All you have to have is the words that Ilhan Omar and others would use. Social justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion, oppressed and oppressors. Anytime that language is used, that is the language of critical race theory. It's not the textbook definition. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to people, because when she says that I mean, it's bad in and of itself that a congresswoman would want to dismantle a system that she supposedly has an oath to defend, but that's a whole other story. I just wanted to make sure that point was out there. Do you want to do Drew's College today, Mike Moody? How many of you would like to play Drew's College live here and get some fantastic prizes? Is there anybody out there? All right, do me a favor. Jake, let's take a quick break. When we come back, live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee in Naples, you'll be able to witness it for yourself. we'll play a round of Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics and where you could write. The higher the degree, we'll see if you earn a PhD. And I have no idea what Mike Moody has as a prize, but he better have something good. Otherwise, take it out on him. Not physically, but verbally would be fine. All right, so we'll do that coming up. We'll choose somebody. We'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Heading out right now along Colonial Boulevard. We have a crash at Ortiz Avenue causing slowdowns, and we're still seeing major backups on Colonial in general. Heading westbound right now from Lehigh Acres into Fort Myers, mostly through Treeline and 75 out there. Also keeping an eye on a crash heading through Immokalee Road near Preserve Lane. That's right near Gulf Coast High School in North Naples. Another crash on Immokalee getting cleared up at Strand Boulevard, just west of I-75. If you're heading out through Golden Gate Parkway, looks like a crash getting cleared up between Livingston and Airport, still causing some slight slowdowns, and we're good along 75. All of our crashes and incidents on the interstate have cleared. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather in the forecast today as temperatures will climb a few degrees into the mid-90s. They'll still feel like the upper 90s and triple digits in some places when you factor in all of that humidity. Otherwise, we'll start to see scattered showers develop this afternoon, and we'll keep those scattered storm chances throughout the weekend and the upcoming work week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News.
All right, who wants to play? Somebody, put your hands up. Let's find somebody.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Do you want to know a secret? I know more about air conditioning than a lot of the so-called technicians in this business, and I'm just a kid. Kobe Cooling is voted the best AC company year after year because we use real NATE certified mechanics and not sales techs. We give you the best trained team in South Florida on every call. Don't take a chance with your indoor comfort and air quality. Call us at Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, here we are live. Oaks Farm Seed to Table. And who's my contestant today? Just get right up to the microphone. You could just hold it if you want to. Just hold it. What's your name there, sir?
John.
John. All right, John. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics and where you get right. The higher the degree, we'll see if you're in a PhD. Your associate's degree question starts right now. All right, John. The national anthem, the name of the national anthem, what do we call it? The national anthem is called the...
Pledge of Allegiance.
The Star Spangled Banner, right?
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, that. Okay.
It's a Sky
Okay.
thing. All right.
Can we accept? We can accept that because we're generous. Okay. All right, Jake is dinging you. Okay, so you got an associate's, a bachelor's degree on this very question. In 2000, George W. Bush became president of the United States, right?
Correct.
Who was the president before him?
Bill Clinton?
That's right. That is correct. Bill Clinton. Okay. Confidently. You knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. All right, so a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Let's see. This one's kind of tricky. All right, let's see. In 1962, President Kennedy banned all trade with this country. Think about it. 1962, Kennedy.
Was it Cuba?
Yeah, it was Cuba. That is
Okay.
correct. All right, good. All right, he's got a master's. He's going for a PhD. In 1805, the Lewis and Clark expedition kicked off, leaving St. Charles. What state was it? Was it Missouri, Illinois, or Kentucky? Where did they start, Lewis and Clark, in 1805? Did they start in Missouri, Illinois, or Kentucky?
I think it was Kentucky.
It was Missouri. But they're all close. You know, you get to those states in the Midwest, they all look the same, right? It's just the shape. All right, well, congratulations.
Yeah.
You got a master's degree on Drew's College. And better than that, I have no idea what Mike Moody says you're going to get, what? A gift card to see the table.
Okay.
Very impressive.
Very
A
good.
nice round of applause. Come on now. Very good. All right. Hey, was this the most exciting moment of there he goes. He's not even paying attention. He's done. He's got his he's got his gift certificate. He's out. That's it.
He's so thrilled he's running away.
He's not even talking to me. I'm just checking.
We got a certificate for you too. You know, your diploma, that is.
Yeah, don't forget about your you care about that, right? He's not even. He doesn't care. He's there. He's gone. He is absolutely gone. All right. I see the former acting Attorney General of the United States, Matt Whitaker, right there. There he is, everybody. He's going to make his way up to the microphone right now. So when we come back, we'll have a whole bunch with Matt Whitaker. He has no idea what he's in for. Well, he probably does. He knows me well enough. All right, so Matt Whitaker coming up on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table, the corner of Livingston and Immokalee in Naples. And I hope you'll stop by. We'll be here until 9. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak.
92.5 Fox News.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we are fighting CRT right here in Southwest Florida with your help. Please, I humbly ask that you would be at one of the 5 locations here in Southwest Florida. The rallies are Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30 a.m. To put kids first, educate, not indoctrinate. 5 different rallies across Southwest Florida. To find a location near you, text the letters CRT to 239-479-5592 right now and find out how you can help to stop CRT in our schools with 92.5 Fox News.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air of Southwest Florida. We know it's stressful when your air conditioner breaks down. Now when the time comes to replace your system, you don't have to sacrifice your vacation budget to pay for it, because for a limited time, Island Air is including a cruise vacation voucher when you replace your heating and cooling system. This is a limited time offer, so if your AC is on its last leg and you aren't sure if it will make it through the summer, then don't delay and call Island Air today.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations. Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
We are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world. Find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right all along.
More kids will be wearing masks in school. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. New Jersey's Democratic governor will announce a mandate for schools there today. Virginia's also just joined other states requiring, though the Republican governors in Texas and Florida banned that. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona disapproves.
Our kids have suffered enough. Let's do what we know works. Let's do what we know works across the country. We shouldn't get politics doesn't have a role in this.
Some kids are already back to school. The new year's begun from Arizona to Georgia. The Taliban went on the attack today, assassinating the country's head of media operations. Militants have taken over more parts of the country as U.S. troops completed withdrawal from Afghanistan this month. After bickering over amendments late into the night, the Senate has a vote tomorrow trying to end debate on the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
The Senate has considered 22 amendments during this process, and we've been willing to consider many more.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer will get a key economic update this morning on the job market, expected to show about the same number of jobs created last month as in June, around 850,000. It's a sixth straight tough day at the airport for people flying Spirit Airlines, canceling a third of its flights today. Fox's Evan Brown, live in Broward County, Florida.
Yeah, Dave, for a week now, Spirit Airlines has been canceling upwards of 60% of its flights each day, stranding travelers and offering refunds. Their CEO, Ted Christie, spoke publicly Thursday, blaming the airline's problems on bad weather grounding certain flights, causing flight crews to be scattered or reaching their maximum stretch of flying time with no relief due to short staffing. He warns flights will continue to be canceled at high rates over the next few days as they try to get their planes and people back into position, Dave.
Evan, the U.S. struck gold today in beach volleyball for women. It's now 31 gold medals at the Olympics. The U.S. leads all countries now with 95 medals. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now along Colonial Boulevard. We have a crash at Ortiz Avenue causing slowdowns, and we're still seeing major backups on Colonial in general. Heading westbound right now from Lehigh Acres into Fort Myers, mostly through Treeline and 75 out there. Also keeping an eye on a crash heading through Immokalee Road near Preserve Lane. That's right near Gulf Coast High School in North Naples. Another crash on Immokalee getting cleared up at Strand Boulevard, just west of I-75. If you're heading out through Golden Gate Parkway, looks like a crash getting cleared up between Livingston and Airport, still causing some slight slowdowns. And we're good along 75. All of our crashes and incidents on the interstate have cleared. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather's in the forecast today as we increase our highs by just a few degrees, climbing into the mid-90s. They'll still feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits, depending on where you live when you factor in all of the humidity. We will start to see those clouds increase this afternoon as isolated rain chances this morning increase to scattered chances by the afternoon and evening time frame. Otherwise, scattered storms continue throughout the weekend and upcoming work week, with our highs getting as high as 94 degrees by Wednesday of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rose.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida or Florida homes by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $59 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
From 92.5 Fox News,
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
it's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
All right, good morning, everybody. Great to see you here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. Can you hear it okay, or do you need me to adjust anything?
Oh, it sounds great.
It does sound great because your voice is on it there. Former Acting Attorney General of the United States, Matt Whitaker, here sitting
These
next to
people
us.
are great.
Yeah, this is by the way, someone who, has visited on a few occasions here to Southwest Florida, loves being here, Matt Whitaker, and how often you get the chance to go in to see the table here. And I don't know how you describe it to somebody, how cool
You have to experience it. But every time I've come to see the table to come shopping, I've always been afraid to come upstairs because it seemed like this is just a crazy party. Usually a band right here playing, and it's like, I
That's
don't know
right.
why I'm always here on Friday night.
It is. It's always a crazy party, and it's always a lot of fun, and it's hard to describe, but we love being here, and we love our first Fridays. So, and we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for that. All right, so let's get right to some of the issues. Do you want to start with Cori Bush? Can I play some of the Cori Bush
Please,
audio?
this is going to be the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, well, we hope so. I mean, that is a big part of, it should be. And I'll explain my thoughts on that because in case you guys missed it, Cori Bush, they're talking about the issues of security and defunding the police and how, there are certain individuals that clearly are better than you. I don't know if you know this, but there are people that are better than you. Typically, they're elected officials. They're just better than you. They deserve more than you. And there are some people that don't have a problem even saying it. Here's Cori Bush. Listen to this, Representative Cori Bush.
I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety net.
Matt Whitaker, nobody else but an elected official has anything to worry about when it comes to their safety and security of their family. It's only elected officials that do. Everybody else is fine. Is that where do you want to start with this?
Yeah, so I have many thoughts on this, but first we need to describe it as until recently unknown member of Congress, Cori Bush, because until the last week I had never heard of this woman. Didn't know she was from a neighboring state. I'm from Iowa. Didn't know she was from Missouri, and I bet her home constituents have more threats in their own neighborhoods than she does against. I mean, this idea, this concept that somehow she's under threat or needs security is very specious. Having sort of been inside the bubble and understanding sort of how these threats work at a national level. But that being said, I'm concerned that someone of that level that has been elected by the people of the United States would support defunding the police and essentially destabilizing our communities. The St. Louis, Kansas City, Washington, D.C., all these places that are seeing this surge in violence, a lot of it gang-driven, a lot of it, turf battles and retribution, are on the front lines of kind of where they need more police.
Right.
The police are the good guys, and somehow I do not understand the mentality of defunding the police, and I if anything, it's a losing political message.
Well, you would believe
at a very
so.
basic level, it's a losing political message, and so for her to suggest kind of the classic liberal, for me but not for thee dichotomy, it seems to be incredibly tone deaf. But these people get they're not attached to reality anymore.
Yeah.
Once they go to the Capitol, they just reason and common sense shoots out their ears, never to return.
Well, the polling suggests that Democrats have bad messaging on this, that the country does not want to defund police departments. They just don't want to do it. We've seen already a pivot by some people to get away from it, but I think it shows how the radical side of Democrats is going to win the day. They don't care.
Well, and you know what the good news is, Drew?
Tell me something. Matt Whitaker's got good news.
Yeah.
What's the good news?
The good news is Joe Biden this week admitted that a majority of the Democrats don't want to defund the police. What a majority? That like 51% of Democrats don't.
Right, 50.1%
from the head of their party. I
Right.
mean,
The rest of the 50.1% don't want to, but 49% certainly absolutely do. So, yeah, and that's a big part of this. Is politically is the message number one that's being sent. The American people see this. As long as Republicans decide to talk about it, make it front and center, it's a winning issue. It's going to be a winning issue because it's not going to go away. Al Gore's famous interwebs will not let it go away. It'll always be there. We will get to see all the people who talked about it. But then, of course, the issue of how people will not only view security in their own and safety in their own town, but talk about the bigger issue, too, which is the safety and security of the American people when it comes to our southern border. Enough is enough. I mean, I don't know how many ways you can look at this logically and say, somebody's got to shut this down. And constitutionally, who was it? I want to say it was Daniel Horowitz at Conservative Review. Somebody brought up this point that if you look at the Constitution and, yeah, the states are looking at the federal government and are saying, yeah, listen, when it comes to immigration, you're in charge. But when we're talking about literally an invasion, and constitutionally, there is the clause in the Constitution talking about an invasion of the country. This is an invasion. When you're talking about 1 million people crossing the border, that is an invasion.
Yeah, 188,000 in June, which is more than 2 million.
Is wild. I mean, you can't even wrap your head around that. This is the real invasion. This is really a constitutional issue here. I wonder what you think about that.
Well, on the one hand, it makes me incredibly sad because of the work we did in the Trump administration for 4 years to finally get control of our southern border, whether it was the Remain in Mexico, the Safe Third Country policy, the public charge regulation. We at the Department of Justice, we run the immigration courts. The Attorney General sits at the top as essentially the Supreme Court of the immigration, and we change laws. We use that power, and I just, they've completely reversed it. And, but we saw this coming. It's not like Joe Biden didn't campaign on opening our southern border. And again, to what end? This is the discussion I was having at dinner last night. To what end are the Democrats opening the southern border? It's very cynical if it's really to get more voters, to create more dreamers, to trap more people in our country so they can't return to their homes because we used to fortify the southern border. I think that's going to blow up in their face because what you're seeing is in 2020, and I think it's going to continue this trend, is you're seeing more Hispanics and more Black Americans voting for Republicans and becoming conservatives because again it's the policies that work. Chaos and disorder is not what Americans want, and when you look at what's happening on the southern border, that's all it is. It's complete disorder and chaos. They're just waving people through. Thousands of people are approaching the border on a daily basis. They're being let in. They're being essentially given an address for ICE office to report. Yeah. Of course, surprisingly, less than 20% of the people are, coming to the ICE office to register. Yeah. I'm surprised it's that high.
Right. Yeah, that's the other issue, right? Is that by the way, former Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News as we are live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table talking about, among other things, defunding the police and our southern border and the safety and security of every American. I'm not talking hyphenated means nothing to me. Everybody is an American. You're here. You're an American. You care about the safety and security of your family, your community. Obvious. Now we get to the law enforcement issue of those that, for example, the crime that comes across the border, those that we know, the criminal activity. Right. And again, that brings up another aspect of this issue with the border and how much states can do and get away with outside of the federal government. It's great to see states coming together and saying, look, we will send people from Florida to Texas to help you out along the border. We will bring people from other states to help you in these hot spots, if you will. But ultimately, as these people come into communities, you start to see the ticking up of crime. How much can a state do? I mean, how overwhelmed do they get to the point where there really isn't a whole lot?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can do as much as they can do. I mean, you know, the state of Iowa sent down state troopers for a period of time to support law enforcement in Texas. You know, it's the authorities. You know, and this administration is not going to give those authorities to the state. So there's very, you know, there's they can do stuff. There's not a lot they can do. The challenge is, you know, there's no National Guard support like we had in the Trump administration, and so. It's just, you know, we're putting in a tremendous burden, not only on CBP, who's overwhelmed right now with just the numbers and trying to sort through, but we're also, you know, the law enforcement in these cities and counties on the border, you know, are beyond their capacity to handle this. You know, the solution, I think is to, you know, it's gonna be the number one issue of the 2022 election. It's probably gonna be the major issue of 24. And again, I think, you know, Ron DeSantis is absolutely right when he says, you know, don't criticize me about what's going on here in Florida when, you know, essentially you're creating this problem. You are the one that is not testing, admitting people that have COVID, putting them into, you know, on essentially buses and planes, moving them all over the country. I mean, again, I can't figure out that there's no rational policy. It's completely an ideological, knee-jerk reaction to, you know, law and order, which seems so inconsistent with what we believe.
But a party
but here we are.
But a party that seems to be on board with defunding the police, with keeping a border open. And I brought this up tongue-in-cheek, but seriously, you know, you're trying to find, if you're a Democrat, you're trying to find a win. Where's the win? Is there one single win to you if you're a Democrat that the president can step up to a podium and instead of talking about January 6th, an insurrection that really, you know, still waiting for the prosecution of somebody for insurrection. I mean, that's another thing. When it comes to the economy, you can't go there. And when it comes to immigration and border security, you can't go there. What is your victory if not that you're bucking all of that you don't care about all that, that really your radical side is what's winning? It's not the win for the country, it's the win for the radical side.
What I see is it, you know, their win is going to be, we raised taxes on rich people and we gave it's Robin Hood. It's a Robin Hood message, and it's the $3.5 trillion in all the goodies that are in that bill, and they're going to try to jam it through with 50 votes maybe, and that's it. You know, so at the end of the day, their message is going to be, we raised spending $4.7 trillion, and you got another $1,000 in your pocket.
Yeah.
And they're going to hope that like they get a majority of voters. You know, this 22 election, I think, is certainly, because of redistricting and other things, they're certainly going to benefit the Republicans. 24 is much more interesting if you don't have the sort of the specter of the mail-in ballots. Because, you know, if you think about what happened in 2020, is Donald Trump, who everybody said was so unpopular and divisive and whatever, 12 million more people voted for him.
Yeah.
Versus the in 2016, they're moving my microphone around.
Yeah, they are.
I got to have it really closer.
There you go. Okay. They're applauding microphones being closer to people. Okay. All right. Got it.
I feel like I'm really loud, but maybe it's just in my ears.
Yeah,
so,
it is. Let me turn down your headphones, and then there you go. How's that?
Oh, that's much better.
There you go. Okay.
Sorry about that. I was saying some really interesting things. So
let's start from the beginning. Thanks for coming, Matt Whitaker. What do you got going on today? What would you like to talk about?
Well, I'm shopping at Oaks, and I heard there was a radio show, so I came up and seat the tables, getting some guacamole and chips, and.
All right, so I got you off. You were talking about the spending and the crazy spending there, and.
Yeah, and so they're going to spend $4.7 trillion more. They're going to increase our national debt dramatically, and you know, and that's what they're going to go to the market with. And what I was saying is that Donald Trump turned out 12 million more voters than he had in 2016, and somehow, and again, I'm still trying to get the numbers on this. Somehow, Biden, who was certainly less popular than Barack Obama.
No, not according to the election.
Impossible to be less popular.
472 million people voted for Joe Biden, an astronomical number of success.
And you see the enthusiasm everywhere you go. All the
everywhere.
Biden flags.
Yeah. There's at least 10 or 12. Well, anyway, go on.
No, and the point is he turned out 14 million more people than Hillary Clinton did. Now, you know, Hillary Clinton's not the most popular, you know, politician in the United States of America, certainly in this room for sure. But you know, my point is that they're going to have a hard time mechanically doing that. Either with a Joe Biden who might as well turn the teleprompter around so we can read what he's trying to say, or Kamala Harris.
Come on, you can applaud. That's funny.
Come on, I've been working on this material for all day.
All morning. I mean, at least for the past minute. Go ahead. Sorry, that was not.
No,
nice.
my point is I think they're just gonna so that they're gonna have to the left's mess. While we sell on the right freedom, opportunity, patriotism, all the kind of things that we stand for and that we want restored to America, the left is essentially their only message is we've given you goodies and we'll give you more at the public expense, and it's unsustainable. And I guess what I as I go around the country and my message as I speak to people is quite simply the future of our country is on the line, and we need to do more than we've ever done, and we need to get outside of our comfort zones.
Yeah,
because it truly is the future of the republic.
Well, I love that you say that, because the getting out of our comfort zone, because a couple of things that I would make the case to any politicians who's listening to the sound of our voice right now. And number one, go to the places that people don't expect you to go. Go to the places that people don't expect you to go. Be there, and if you are a conservative, especially, to talk about conservatism to an audience that may not ever get the chance to hear it from somebody who's willing to articulate it. What are you afraid of to do it? And then the second part is something that I wanted to bring up to you because I mentioned it earlier, and I am really concerned about this. There seems to be this idea by the left that we don't have to listen to your laws if we don't like them. That there's this idea that we can't have a constitution of republic, we can't have a country, period, full stop, if we don't follow the rule of law. If somebody turns around and says, yeah, you know what, I don't like that, and I'm not going to follow it, then everything is done. I mean, we're done if people decide that they're not going to do that. And I'm concerned, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but how concerned are you about that, where the left is going, you know what, we're not worried about the Constitution because technically we want to tear it down. Oppressed versus oppressors, we want to tear all this down, the system, and restart it anyway. I took an oath to what? I took an oath to something I don't believe in, so what difference does it make? I'm not going to listen to your laws. I'm not going to listen to your rules. We're going to make new rules and new laws. How concerned are you about that and some of the way the left in this country is just saying, come get us?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think they are creating a bit of a moment in time where the respect for law is waning, and I also think we're at a point where confidence in our institutions has got to be at an all-time low. I mean, we have almost half of our country that doesn't believe in the outcome of an election, and you couple that with the same feeling that that everyone on the right is being investigated and prosecuted, where you have people like Hunter Biden and others that don't ever seem to have any accountability.
Oh, come on, he's a great artist. Have you seen the artwork? The artwork is unbelievable. Nobody could put crayon to paper. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not really.
It's the I think it's the classic monkeys on a typewriter could create all the
right, exactly,
given enough time could
Yeah.
create all the great works of literature. But it's art's in the eye of the beholder, right?
I've looked at something on a wall and it's blue, and it's just a blue. It's a canvas that has blue on it, and somehow I'm supposed to look at that and see a raging ocean with two people that are sipping a pina colada and talking about.
You studied this
art.
blue painting
No,
for a while.
I studied the crazy of some art of people who like art. It's like I see what you're trying to interpret out of this, but that's a blue piece of canvas. That's all that. There's nothing there. I mean, I'm not crazy, but somehow it sold for $2 million, and somebody put a price tag. Oh, wait a minute, that sounds like the Hunter Biden thing.
No, but I mean, the Hunter Biden art sale is not too different from the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton Foundation, and all of these ways that the left enriches themselves from public service.
Yeah.
And and again, it's a two-tiered system of justice that is that the American people are not having confidence in, and that's a very dangerous
and again,
place to be.
And you bring that up, the confidence issue again. 3.5 years of a Trump-Russia collusion hoax pushed and propagated by the left and people who politically had motivation tends to make you think, and especially in certain, let's say it, in certain bureaucracies where you're kind of looking and saying, what are you doing? How are we supposed to trust you when for 3.5 years you've done this? And then in other ways, as elected officials have done, it's not like they've done anything to make us look at them and think that we should have a whole lot of trust.
No.
And there's a whole lot that you have to change about that.
You're right. But it also is the question that I continue to ask is, where are the statesmen on the left?
Yeah.
They just, you think about the course of American history, and there have always been people that cared more about the republic writ large versus their own personal, political interests. And you just don't see those people. I mean, even in the president of the United States, Joe Biden, you just don't see him elevating and speaking in he is as partisan a president, and maybe more so than even Barack Obama, and more divisive, and in trying to, and this is the problem. And on our side, I don't think I don't see a lot of those folks stepping up either. I mean, it is it's devolving into a, as someone once described to me, it's a sport played with blunt instruments. We're just whacking each other on the head.
Maybe that's you. Maybe that's you, Matt Whitaker. Maybe it's you that's got to take the reins and say, all right, somebody's got to step up. I don't know. But anyway, I'm looking at the time, and we've got to run, and I think you have to run as well. Former Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker joining us right here. And he's got a lot.
Thank you all.
He's got a lot of shopping to do here, everybody, before he leaves.
I need to get my Goya products.
And your guacamole.
And my guacamole.
And your chips. And I want to be at the party you're having
some
later.
Chicken to grill for fajitas.
Is that right? All right. So I'll wait for the invite.
Yes.
Drew at 925foxnews.com. There's the email address.
I'll send John the
Cassio is going to get the okay, sure. All right, Matt Whitaker, everybody. We appreciate a few minutes of his time. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now, but only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When your celebration of life is prepaid in advance, it becomes a gift from you to your family later, because no one should have to plan for a loss while they're experiencing one. Paying in advance protects your loved ones and gives you the peace of mind you deserve. Let us help you plan every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Hodges Funeral Home at Naples Memorial Gardens. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design staff have been designing award-winning kitchens and baths for nearly 50 years. Now Encore is proud to offer Foster Appliances, a sophisticated line of chef-grade handmade Italian products just perfect for the home chef and all of us. Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design is proud to be a select area dealer for these hand-built appliances that are in many ways superior to other brand-name high-end cooking appliances. Since 1975, Foster has created top-of-the-line cooktops, ovens, ranges, hoods, sinks, and faucets for residential and commercial use. Their attention to detail and unique accessories enhance the cooking experience, making them a preferred supplier to luxury resorts such as the Ritz-Carlton. Call Encore at 239-331-5287 to schedule a demonstration at their expanded Naples showroom. Or visit EncoreCabinetDesign.com for inspirational cabinet designs and appliances for your new home or remodeling project.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now along Colonial Boulevard. We have a crash at Ortiz Avenue causing slowdowns, and we're still seeing major backups on Colonial in general. Heading westbound right now from Lehigh Acres into Fort Myers, mostly through Treeline and 75 out there. Also keeping an eye on a crash heading through Immokalee Road near Preserve Lane. That's right near Gulf Coast High School in North Naples. Another crash on Immokalee getting cleared up at Strand Boulevard just west of I-75. If you're heading out through Golden Gate Parkway, looks like a crash getting cleared up between Livingston and Airport, still causing some slight slowdowns. And we're good along 75. All of our crashes and incidents on the interstate have cleared. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Warmer weather's in the forecast today as we increase our highs by just a few degrees, climbing into the mid-90s. They'll still feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits, depending on where you live when you factor in all of the humidity. We will start to see those clouds increase this afternoon as isolated rain chances this morning increase to scattered chances by the afternoon and evening time frame. Otherwise, scattered storms continue throughout the weekend and upcoming work week, with our highs getting as high as 94 degrees by Wednesday of next week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party.
It's Cletus, the slack jaw yokel.
Service and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Celebrate your accomplishments with a previously enjoyed Rolex watch from Duncan's Diamonds. From sporty to dress models.
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan, and here at Duncan's Diamonds, we have the finest previously enjoyed Rolexes available.
We make the process easy, beginning with the guidance of our expert consultants.
Why buy a new Rolex at full price when you can buy the exact same watch, only a few years older, certified, fixed up, refurbished with a 2-year warranty? And our knowledgeable staff will make your experience as memorable as your timepiece. Come to Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident. You will receive the highest quality at the best possible prices. We will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on that.
Duncan's Diamonds. Come celebrate with the Rolex of your dreams. Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41. Find your own one-of-a-kind jewelry.
Hey, so Amco of Bonita Springs is now hiring.
That's right. If you're an experienced automotive technician interested in working at a great repair shop who is also an amazing local conservative business, and Kevin and Todd want to talk to you. So one of their techs is moving away in a couple of weeks, so they have a full-time position to fill. And you've heard me talk about AMCO Bonita Springs for many years now. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. That's 239-992-2626. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. And they'll be sure to have you work on Jake's car the next time he breaks something. AMCO Bonita Springs is the best. So why not give them a call? 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. They are the best. AMCO of Bonita Springs.
With the value of the U.S. dollar continuing to slump due to unprecedented money printing, it has never been more important to protect your savings and retirement accounts from inflation. Many hardworking Americans, just like you and I, are turning to a proven method to protect what we work so hard to earn, real gold. You can have real gold delivered privately and securely to your home, or have real gold put into your IRA or 401k. Just call Oxford Gold Group right now, 833-928-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group will teach you everything you want to know about owning real gold. It's not easier than you think. Call the Oxford Gold Group now at 833-928-GOLD to get your free precious metals investment guide. Talk to them about getting real gold and silver delivered to your home, or about having real gold placed in your IRA or 401k. The Oxford Gold Group is here to help you protect your savings and retirement from the unknown. Call them now, 833-928-GOLD. So what are you waiting for? 833-928-GOLD. Get your gold you can hold from the Oxford Gold Group, 833-928-GOLD.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles, or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Lusk Dray Sites in Telesano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Dray Sites in Telesano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Dray Sites in Telesano. ldtlaw.com.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News.
Live.
All along.
Oh, yeah, that's what we are right all along. All right, live from Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples, locally owned by Alfie Oaks. And if you don't know about Seed to Table, you need to come here and visit. It has it all. It's an amazing, amazing place. 9 different spots throughout the store. You can order hot food to enjoy right here or take it home for later, all made fresh right here at Seed to Table. Sushi, pasta, pizza, hot sandwiches, tacos, salads, subs, organic foods. Enjoy the freshest juice and smoothies from the juice bar. And hey, listen, if you're coming by, then make sure you join us this morning for the great fresh ground coffee, lattes from the coffee bar, maybe a delicious hot breakfast, including favorites like farm fresh eggs or breakfast burritos. It's really one of a kind, and if you've never been here before, you're going to love Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples, and find out more about what they have to offer. I mean, even in the evening time, it's just it's an amazing place. It is very, very special, and we are blessed to be able to be here with you. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. You can subscribe to the podcast there as well, just clicking the link. And speaking of clicking the link, here's Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, joining us right now. Which I couldn't think of a good segue there. Could you?
It's all right. It's just say, guess who's not here?
Guess
enjoying
who's right?
All the wonderful things. I have two friends, good friends, who are in your town.
Yeah.
My buddy Rob Riley.
Yeah.
And my buddy Susie. And I'm not going to give out Susie's last name because I didn't ask her. They both love that joint.
Oh,
and they both, every time you're there, they say, are you coming down? Are you going to be here for the... No! I'm going to be... I'm only there for 10 minutes. They're not going to bring me down for that. But all they do is send me pictures of the food.
Yeah.
And it's just maddening. So enjoy it, people. Good for you.
We
God
just
bless.
had, by the way, former Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker stop by. He loves the place as well. And here in Naples, so we had time to talk to him about a lot of things, including Cori Bush. And
Is she there today? I would love to see Cori.
No, Cori Bush is not here today. Although I'll tell you, if she was here, that would be that'd be pretty amazing. But putting that aside for just a second, because there's other things I want to talk about, including what's your take on, because you're on the outside looking in of the Biden-DeSantis tiff that has been happening. We live here, obviously, in Southwest Florida and see all the great things that are going on here in the state. We see everything that is and isn't and the lies that are being told and the distortions about the state. But I don't know if Joe Biden really wants to pick a fight with Ron DeSantis. I'm just kind of thinking that if you had to pick a winner, I'm not sure that Joe Biden would win picking a fight with him.
No, especially a fight that involves the brain, because
that's true.
Look, we know the physical difference between the two, and a lot of that has to do with age. Joe's in pretty good shape physically for his age. Mentally, this is unfair. This is like putting a UFC fighter on the playground and telling him, "Hey, see that little guy over there? He said you're ugly and your mother dresses you funny," and that's what would happen if DeSantis and Biden actually got into a war of words. But I think what the White House is doing, there are a couple of things going on here. They're trying to blunt any 2024 efforts by Governor DeSantis. They see him as the top Republican right now based on all their internal polling.
Right.
And all they've done with Joe coming up and go, Governor who? All they've done is given DeSantis a massive fundraising tool.
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing you need this far out from an election is money. So bad move, bad idea, unless the White House has something else up its sleeve. But the only thing I think Joe has up his sleeve is like a
Jell-O?
handkerchief. Yeah, it might be Jell-O. It might be whatever was on his chin last week.
Hey, have we identified that? Have they done any DNA testing? Do we know what it was specifically?
Well, he ate it.
Well,
So
I know.
we don't-
Well, yeah, I guess there's no way to find it.
And I don't want to do that survey, but
yeah,
no. So
yeah, you'd have to follow
here-
him. Are you suggesting that somebody would have to follow him around to find out what
Yeah,
he
so
swallowed?
we'd have to have a scatologist
Okay.
among us, and I don't think we do. But anyone who's got high SAT scores knows what I just said.
Yeah.
But I think what it was probably was Joe's a healthy eater. You know, he's a good eater because then he gets his ice cream in the afternoon
Yeah.
before he goes to bed.
Right.
So Joe was probably eating an egg white sandwich. And I think there was a little piece of egg white that fell off the sandwich and got stuck on his chin. And that's why when he rubbed it with his hand and then put it in his mouth, he just ate it like any 4-year-old would
Yeah,
do.
I was just going to say, I can't think of one single solitary thing that I've ever wiped off my chin, and my first reaction was, oh, I think it'll go in my mouth. Even if it was food that it was left over from an hour or 3 days ago. Not going to happen. It just doesn't end
I'm
up
sorry. I've done that.
Okay.
Not just once either. And I've done it sober.
Oh, I was just going to say, of course, you were drunk, and it was a late night, and there's a whole lot. Yeah, okay.
No, cheese from a pizza. You get a nice slice of pizza, and you get a little of that hot cheese.
No, you put it on a napkin. You don't wipe cheese that lands on your chin doesn't end up in your mouth. It goes on a
Yes, it
napkin.
does.
No, it doesn't.
It's a near miss. You're just pushing it in.
All right, this is a
Come
bad
on.
place. All right, listen, I've got a live studio audience. How many of you are listening to the sound of my voice? If you grabbed one of the amazing pizzas that they have here, or any of the fine food here at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, and you were to eat it, and it landed on your chin, how many of you would take that and put that in your mouth if it landed on your chin? Okay. How many of you would wipe it on a napkin? It's just about dead even. It's just literally it's about dead. Half the people here wouldn't.
I wouldn't know if you were telling me the truth. I got no visual, so I have to trust
That's
you.
true.
So where are we going today?
All right. Well, look, a couple of things.
Yeah.
You know, this is something to get away from, and you put this on the prep, and I want to talk about this because there's been a lot lately about something that is your favorite. I mean, and I'll say it's something that's my favorite too. I enjoy electric vehicles. I like Teslas. I like the idea of the new Ford Mustang, the electric vehicle. It's cool. There's no doubt. Electric vehicles are cool, but when you're starting to put executive orders out that are targeting something that we need, that isn't going to go away anytime soon, that shouldn't, by the force of government, I'm a little concerned about this headline. Well, am I missing something? What is this executive order?
No, this is all part of the Green New Deal, and it's all part of America Last plan. If you look at it, when Joe Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, he shut down our energy dominance. And since that time, we've seen this push towards electric vehicles. Who does it help more than anybody? It doesn't help American manufacturers. It helps China,
right,
who is the biggest maker of batteries in the world. And it's also the biggest polluter because rare earths take a lot of effort that digs up the earth, and it makes a lot of environmental mess. So we're going to stick a fork in the internal combustion engine. We're going to make China even more powerful with the development of their battery manufacturing systems. We're going to force Americans to get electric vehicles. 3% of the cars on the road right now are electric, 3%. So we also don't have a charging infrastructure. And the last time I checked, when we had gas engines, we had oil companies that built the gas stations. But now the government wants to get involved and build electric vehicle charging stations that you and I are going to have to pay for. That's not private industry. This is socialism, communism. There's so much bad about this forced changeover that I can't speak loudly enough about it.
Right. Yeah, and listen, there's always been concern about batteries and materials with batteries and where you're going to get those materials from and who controls the materials for batteries and disposal and a lot of the things that it seemed like has gone by the wayside because there's this push to do a deal that seems to benefit, well, you know, I guess you can ask the questions of who it benefits, but ultimately letting the marketplace dictate what is and isn't going to be. And a vehicle, look, shouldn't Tesla be able to stand on its own at this point and be able to handle being able to do what they do without any kind of government intervention whatsoever?
Yeah, pretty much. And they fairly well are. But think of all the money we gave to GM in 2008 and 2009 after the financial collapse.
Yeah.
And what do? We forced them to build a bunch of electric cars. They built the Volt, which was a hybrid. And that car sold a bunch to the government. And then they built the Bolt, the B-O-L-T. Have you heard the latest report on the Bolt?
No.
Okay. The Bolt has a recall. If you own one, if you're one of the 51,000 people who own a Chevy Bolt, you are instructed not to park it indoors because they have a tendency to catch on fire.
But yeah, that happens. You know, like it's the same thing with toasters.
I have never had a toaster catch fire.
I'm sorry,
and
it's
never...
not the same as toasters. This is awful.
Yeah, it's a really bad idea, and it just shows you that government intervention in private industry rarely works out well, and the Chevrolet and General Motors are a prime example. They make some fine products. I love me some GM and Chevy trucks, but this Bolt and Volt situation, government forced, is not a good way to go.
Right. All right, I'm looking at the time. I know you got to run. Is there anything you want to touch on before you run?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this LoveGov situation because I think this guy in New York he's facing a week from today that he has a decision. He's probably going to have to step down. So keep an eye on that one. That's a big stinking deal. And I bring good news. Eat some dark chocolate, people. Eat some dark chocolate and drink some red wine. Dark foods will stop brain degeneration. So your cognitive abilities can stay stronger if you eat darker foods, and I will focus on red wine and dark chocolate.
I was just going to say, I tell my wife every night, I have to have this second glass of wine. I'm telling my brain needs to function properly. So
yeah, that's good. That's what you have to do. But
I'm running with it.
Thank you, sir.
All
God
right,
bless
thank
you.
All right, there he goes. Mike Opelka, everybody. Mike Opelka. Come on now. We love Mike. 239-479-5592. All right, a couple of things that I want to mention before we head out today. Some things that are important. I'm looking at a lot of stories that are across the nation of people that have made the conscious decision to push back, to fight back against a lot of what has been happening with unions and bureaucracies and those that will tell you that we're going to thumb our nose in your face when it comes to things that you don't want. Well, guess what? We're not going away. I'm looking at a CRT roundup at National Review where the Fairfax County Schools sent a second grader's video out there vilifying cops. So don't tell us that it isn't happening. A second grader has a video from the Fairfax County school system that vilifies police officers, and it says, quote, "I feel safe when there are no police." Don't tell us that it's not happening, that there are districts, administrators, there are school board members who don't seem to get it. That this idea of telling kids that they're safer when there are no police officers around, that they're better when they start looking at everything in their life through the lens of race, that they're better off when they start to talk about being inclusive, or the idea of equity, that somebody shouldn't have more than somebody else. There should be an equitable distribution. Why? So if somebody is sitting around doing absolutely nothing and somebody is employing tens of thousands of people or thousands or a couple of people and has put sweat and equity and everything else into these businesses to help others, that somehow the person who's sitting around eating the wine and dark chocolate because they heard it's good for their brain, and they're sitting around and doing nothing, that somehow there's supposed to be some kind of equitable distribution because it's not fair otherwise, and even the effort that's being put in doesn't matter. A lot of people have an issue with that and push back against that thought. And so I bring this up because, again, this is going to be one of the fights politically that is not going away. It's not going to go away as long as you make sure it doesn't. We, the parents, stand up, and they are standing up all across the country. You're not alone in the battle against the radical ideology that's out there that is bent on. And again, remember the audio I played from Representative Ilhan Omar, who's talking about the oppressed and the oppressors and this dismantling of political systems. Again, I have to remind you.
So we cannot stop at criminal justice system. We must begin the work of dismantling the whole system of oppression.
Dismantling the whole system of oppression. The whole system of oppression is this government, the federal government, the one that she swore an oath to, the Constitution. This is what she wants to tear down and destroy and tear down the whole system of oppression. We have to continue to push back against this. We're not going to sit around and do nothing. And so I am so happy, and it's just a great thing, the feedback that many of you have been giving me throughout the week on a couple of issues. Number one, that I am not kidding around, that this next legislative session, I'm going to find somebody that's going to sponsor it. I'm going to push it. If I have to go there by myself, if I've got to take some of you with me, we'll go together. I want to have schools, and I want to have cameras in schools. I want microphones in schools. I want to know exactly what our teachers are doing. I want to see in this public building, publicly, what you are doing with our kids. There should be absolutely no problem with it. And if you have a problem with it, I'm going to figure out exactly what it is, and we're going to work our way around it, because ultimately it's about the understanding of what's going on in certain districts around the country. And then the other thing, too, is this. CRT is a big thing that we're pushing back on. We don't want our kids indoctrinated. We want education, not indoctrination. Kids first. Please, coming up next week, we've got Monday to talk about it, and then Tuesday is the day. US 41 in Daniels and Fort Myers, Del Prado and Cape Coral, at Cape Coral Parkway and Cape Coral, US 41 in Corkscrew, in Estero, Goodlet and, I'm trying to remember Pine Ridge and Airport in Naples, and Immokalee and Goodlet in Naples, all 5 locations of where we are going to rally on Tuesday, August 10th, starting at 7:30 a.m. We want our kids educated, not indoctrinated. Kids come first. Please text the letters CRT to 239-479-5592. Get those locations on your phone so you can tell your friends and family to be there. It is so vitally important that we push back, and we will with your help. Thank you, everybody, for being here at Oaks Farm Seed to Table on our first Friday. We always appreciate it. We are truly blessed to be able to be here. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with the remainder of our forecast. Here's Wink News meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Warmer weather in the forecast today.